for Ole Miss, and a couple of home runs played a really big factor in last night's game.
It's certainly an offense that lives and dies by the long ball. Get you caught up on the action from game one. Reese Chapman gave Tennessee an immediate spark. He had a solo homer to give the Vols a 1-0 lead, but that lead wouldn't last long because the ace did ace stuff in Hunter Elliott.
Yeah, and that's what typically happens. You get a guy like Elliott, you may have once or twice to get on him, and then once he gets settled in, it's pretty much a good night.
He passed the ball to Hudson Calhoun after that, and Walker Hooks got his third save in SEC play. You mentioned the offense, Cody, and the long ball was really working. There might not be a man in the SEC hotter than Hayden Federico.
No, this guy's absolutely on fire, hitting over 550 in the month of April. He sparked this Ole Miss offense, and they never looked back.
Back-to-back homers from Tristan Becerra, Judd Utermark, the long ball leaders, and 3 early home runs that led the Rebels to a 7-4 series opening win. So Tennessee will try to force a rubber game tomorrow, and to do that, they're going to need to hit a little better situationally.
Yeah, that's a big thing that happened last weekend with 2 outs. Tennessee was clutch. They had a lot of big hits. Did not happen for them last night. They're going to look to bounce back against this Ole Miss Rebels.
And they're going to put the ball in the hands of a trusty sophomore in Tegan Coons. He was the opening day starter, Friday night roll for a lot of the year, now slotted on Saturdays.
Yeah, the fastball is going to play between 93, 95, slider 83, 85, curveball 76 to 77, changeup 82 to 84. He posted a quality start in his last outing, as well as an SEC career best 7 strikeouts. Lefties hit 194, righties hit 286 against Tegan Coons.
First pitch moved up a couple hours, some weather coming in later, so we are underway with a fastball at 95 to Dom Decker, the table setter for this Ole Miss offense. The Rebels, who had a big weekend sweep against LSU, setting season highs in hits and runs, will roll out the same 9 today. Hayden Federico continues the hot streak, 3 for 4, 3 ribbies yesterday with his first home run of the season. And the 2-0 to Decker is a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, mine wind's going to play a factor today. We already talked about it. Ole Miss relies on the home run, wind blowing in heavily from right field.
The flags certainly help show that, and if anyone wasn't aware, they had some pregame pyrotechnics, and the smoke from the fireworks definitely told you which way the wind was blowing, and that is in. Bad for hitters, good for the fans on a muggy day in Knoxville as Coons works the count full. The opposite of last night, where Lindsey Nelson Stadium was an early launching pad. The first payoff pitch is popped to left field. Blaine Brown has a beat on it. 1 down. Tegan Coons coming off of maybe his best start of the year last week at Mississippi State. Cody, you mentioned the 6 innings of 2-run ball with an SEC career high of 7 strikeouts. And he's trying to build upon that momentum. It's a pitching staff that's gotten better as the year has gone on. And certainly with a full bullpen available, you have to imagine Tennessee's got ultimate confidence in Tegan Coons today.
Yeah, you'd love to see him get rolling if you're Tennessee. This guy was a projected first rounder coming in, has all the stuff to be there. It's just the consistency from week in and week out.
Ball's behind to the second straight batter. It is Tristan Becerra, the Clemson transfer, big portal addition for Ole Miss. He leads in a ton of offensive categories, including 17 long balls, and he hit one last night, his 17th of the year, that may not have landed yet.
Yeah, this is the guy you don't want to get behind for sure. As you mentioned, he leads in average slugging percentage, hits, RBIs, home runs, and total bases for the Rebels.
Shifted infield. Becerra takes a strike, 2-2.
2 good fastballs right there. Coons is cruising around 95 miles an hour.
No chase from Becerra. The count runs full again. Downhill with the payoff. First base runner reaches for Ole Miss. Becerra works his way aboard.
Now batting the third baseman, number 27, Judd Utermark.
Which brings up the always dangerous Judd Utermark, climbing the ranks in terms of Rebel long balls, now just 5 away from tying the all-time programmed home run record. It is 14th of the season last night. A quick check from Coons, nothing doing at first.
Yeah, and that record's held by Kyle Gordon, 48 career home runs.
Healthy hack that comes up empty to Utermark, who really has the hit of the year for Ole Miss. A couple weeks ago, after being swept by Mississippi State, the Rebels went down to Florida and take 2 out of 3 from the Gators. It was a Game 3, game-tying 2-run shot in the top of the 9th from Utermark that led Ole Miss to a series win, and they have won 9 of their last 10, including 5 straight now in SEC play.
And that's what makes this part of the order so dangerous. They got the power, but they have experience. They've seen a lot, or they've played in a lot of baseball games, been in a lot of those situations to where the nerves don't get to them as much.
It's a very veteran order. Utermark, the middle of 3 straight seniors. And he takes 1 and 2.
I like the sequence from Coons right there, though, establishing the inner part of the plate with the fastball, goes away with another one, kind of sets up anything right here. Great pitch. Wow.
Just in. To the chagrin of many clad in orange and white. It evens the count at 2 and 2. And the break-even offer is the 3rd straight full count to begin the game. Coons ready with a payoff. A little jam shot falling fast and finds some turf. Judd Utermark muscles in a single, and the Rebels have 2 aboard with just 1 out in the 1st.
Yeah, great pitch by Coons. This is what happens when you're 6'5", 250 kids. Eat your Wheaties at home. Gets beat on a fastball in, strong enough to muscle it out there to collect his first hit of the day.
So you follow the Utermark frame over at first, and who strides to the plate? That'd be 6'4", 240 Will Furness.
Little Will Furness.
Yeah, that's right. Senior first baseman has a chance to do some damage early, and he takes strike 1. Furness, whose role has improved each year, started over 50 games the first time in his career last year. 1 for 3, and he scored one of the 7 Rebel runs last night in the series opening win.
Do you think any kids know what Wheaties are anymore?
I don't think it's on the top 5 cereals nowadays.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, right. 1 and 2 to Furness. You have Wheaties in your household?
It wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to lie when I was little.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't end up being 6'5".
Yeah, right. Tegan Coons searching for that first punch out of the day. And on the 1-2, he leaves it in 2 and 2. Pitch count climbing quickly already, 23 thrown with 1 out in the first. Tall, lanky sophomore from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Finds strike 3.
And again, when you get this part of the order, you have to attack the inner part of the plate. That's a two-seam at 94 miles an hour. Starts at the lefty's hip, ends back in on the inside part of the plate.
And that gives Coons an opportunity to get out of this inning unscathed. 2 on, 2 out for the hottest hitter in the SEC, Hayden Federico. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Federico, big night in the series opener. 3 hits, and he drove home 3 of the Ole Miss runs. He also had his first home run of the season. Did that, Cody, on an 0-2 count. Then he just muscled out of the yard.
Yeah, and it must look like a beach ball. Like you said, 0-2 count, 2-0 count. It doesn't matter. He's seeing it really, really well. If I'm Tennessee today, same thing. You're going to have to move his feet, change his eye line, something along those lines, because he looked really, really comfortable yesterday. Decided to pitch him backwards right now. 2 big curveballs, 12-6 from Coons. You don't see that a lot from a righty on a lefty setup. You usually get a lot of changeup, so that's a good variance or good mix.
See if he dials up any heat. He will, and it doesn't miss by much. Competitive pitch from Coons.
Yeah, home plate umpire Morse Hodges, kind of similar strike zone that we saw from Danny Cricks last night as well. They tend to give the inner part of the plate a little bit more. He's kind of stayed away from that outer part. It's going to be a little bit tighter on that side.
Still 1-2 as Federico fights it off. Batting average for Hayden Federico has climbed to nearly 300 on the year now. He has been really good in SEC play and really good in the month of April. I'd say that works here, Cody. 583.
It doesn't look right, I can tell you that for sure. 580, that's absolutely incredible. Like you said, considering the start of the season that he had, we had him on last night. I mean, great kid, super cool to hear him, very down to earth, and basically said he didn't change anything to his approach, anything he's done from his day-to-day. He just kept showing up, and when you do that, good things tend to happen.
No doubt about it, and it's a spark that's come at the right time. Ole Miss has tinkered with its batting 9 for much of the year, and now Mike Bianco has settled on a more consistent group, and Federico providing that consistency in the middle has been a big part of it. Quick meeting between the battery mates, and Tegan Coons gets a ground ball to the shifted infield. That's the shortstop Manny Marin, who cleans up the top of the first. 29 pitches later, Tegan Coon strands a pair and throws up a goose egg through half an inning in Knoxville. Cade Townsend, who's been slotted into the weekend for the first time in his career, gets the ball going for the series for the Rebels.
Yeah, what you're going to see from Townsend's a fastball that's 94-97, curveball 80-83, slider 83-87, and a splitter from 87-90. It's a plus slider, plus curveball. True 12-6 action, so you're going to have to see it up into the zone. D1 rated him as a top 200 starting pitcher. Perfect Game had him as the 85th overall sophomore in that draft class. Lefties hit 286, righties hit 141 against Cade Townsend.
You see those back-to-back quality starts, 2 wins coming against LSU and at Florida. So Cade Townsend tries to keep that ball rolling against a Tennessee offense who had strong situational hitting and a big sweep at 9th-ranked Mississippi State. Did not have as much of that last night, but Jay Abernathy provided a spark out of the 9 spot.
Yeah, had a great night last night. Line drive up the middle, that 2-run homer. This is a guy that Tennessee really wants to see get going. I mean, he has all the tools to be a superstar in the SEC. Just trying to find, again, that day-to-day consistency.
So Tennessee, who's now 7-9 in SEC play, still has everything out in front of them. Josh Elander, the Volunteers certainly know that, but they need to find that magic word, the consistency that you mentioned, Cody. There's been some hot flashes in the pan. Now in the home stretch, the back half of conference play beginning this weekend, trying to send a message to the rest of a really bunched up Southeastern Conference. There were 9 teams out of the 16 in the middle of the pack, all within a game of each other coming into this weekend, so everything is still on the table. Table setter is Garrett Wright, the transfer from Bowling Green. He stands in against Cade Townsend, who's downhill with his first offer. Wright missed some time early in the year with a broken hamate bone. Hitless last night, but he was hit, which happens a whole lot for Garrett Wright. And he puts a charge into one to right. That fooled Becerra, who recovers in time and tracks it down in front of the wall.
Yeah, and that swing right there, that highlights the one we were talking about. You get that same swing last night, that ball is off the scoreboard today, about a half a step short of the warning track.
Reese Chapman launched one into the bullpen yesterday. First inning homer, the 5th of the year for the Tennessee senior. He takes strike one. Chapman, one of just a couple seniors on the roster, the only defensive senior starter. One from Townsend. Down and in, 2 balls and a strike. Cade Townsend, the sophomore out of California. Pitched a lot last year as a freshman, was mainly a midweek starter, a couple of opportunities in SEC play out of the bullpen, and he has been put in that Saturday spot this season. He's trending in the right direction at the right time for an Ole Miss team, Cody, that still has that path to hosting a regional open for him.
He's been dominant. I mean, he came in today 35 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's only given up 27 hits, has the 54 strikeouts. What's unique about him, you see this fastball flashing at 97, typically pitches a little bit backwards. We'll see more off speed than we will fastball from him, and that being the reason why that 12-6 curveball is about unhittable.
It gets Reese Chapman to go down on strikes. That's the first punch out for Townsend this afternoon.
Yeah, this is Clayton Kershaw Phil back in his prime. I mean, a true 12-6. We're talking about you got to see the ball pop, and what that means out of his hand, you got to see it go up. It's going to feel like it's at the top of your head. That's the one that's going to end up being down the middle. The one that starts at your belt is going to end up in the dirt.
Spins one in to Henry Ford for a strike one. Henry Ford, the Virginia transfer, has gotten a hit in 25 the last 30 games for Tennessee.
Yeah, it's crazy. Me and mine think about this. He throws 97 miles an hour. Fastball usage is around 30%.
It's got to be one of the
Must
lowest.
be nice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And on the 1-1, Henry Ford goes the other way. Becerra towards the line and makes the catch to end the inning. That was a fastball at 97, and Becerra on his horse tracks it down to cap off a perfect first for Cade Townsend on the bump. A scoreless first in Knoxville. I don't know what Mike Bianco's chomping on, but it must be good. After 26 years at the helm, you've got the snack routine down. He is one of the winningest coaches in college baseball, and he's got a national championship trophy on the mantle.
Yeah, named the head coach June 7th of 2000, and he hasn't looked back. He is the longest active head coach in the SEC when you include baseball, football, and men's basketball. He is one of the 5 SEC coaches with 900 wins, one of 17 active coaches with over 1,000 career wins.
And it's pretty impressive when you talk to Coach Bianco. We caught up with him yesterday before the series started. And then after all of that, all he's seen, all he's done, he still keeps his philosophy very simple, very present and in the moment, because he knows that's what works. That's what connects to this group to get to where they ultimately want to go, and that's back to Omaha.
And you about have to keep it simple in today's world with so much change and what you're getting in the transfer portal and everything else, and that's what he kind of highlighted, right? Like he's built a culture and stuff, and wants people to enjoy being here. Once they get on campus, it kind of does become that routine.
Strike 3 swinging as Coons climbs the ladder and gets Owen Pano to go down. Second strikeout for Tegan Coons.
Yeah, good fastball here at 95. He's got life to it, arm side. That's the vertical angle of attack. When that ball gets above the belt line, it's going to feel like it's going up, and it is very difficult to catch up to.
Coons now faces Braden Randall in the 7 spot. Fouls away the first. Randall, Ole Miss shortstop, junior out of Texas, looking for his first hit of the weekend.
He usually saves his hits for later in the game. If you didn't know that. He has 6 game-winning or game-tying hits this season for Ole Miss. And in all of those, Ole Miss has went on to win all 6 of those games. He has been Mr. Clutch for this Rebels offense.
Yeah, it's nice to know you've got a man built for that moment. It was Randall who had the game-winning hit last Sunday against LSU. This game that Ole Miss led 7-0. They blew the lead, all even at 7. Randall delivered late to polish off the sweep. And he awaits a 1-2 from Tegan Coons. Searching for back-to-back strikeouts. He won't find it. It's got to give you a lot of confidence as a hitter too, right, Cody? You know, you deliver time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a teammate you love having as well. You know, he's struggled a little bit here early on in the season, but he thrives in the big moment and the opportunity. And when you get later in the game, you kind of have that in the back of your mind, like, let's get this guy a chance. Like, let's get to him and see what happens.
It's a high fly, and it's the first baseman, Levi Clark. Makes the call and makes the catch on a ball that maybe went higher in the air than it did down the line in terms of distance. And 2 quickly retired for Tegan Coons here in the away second. So Coons settling in after a 30-pitch first inning. And Austin Foley drops one to right. Reese Chapman can't get to it. Foley's got extra bases. And the Ole Miss catcher finds his 6th double of the season. Austin Foley in scoring position.
Yeah, Ole Miss would love to see him spark Foley. He came in today as the number 8 rated overall catcher in NCAA baseball. Defensively stud. Last year offensively put up incredible numbers. Off to a slow start here. If he gets hot, this lineup is going to pick up big time.
Yeah, a lineup right now that certainly has been a little top heavy, and those guys have produced, but I'm right there with you, Cody. They've got a saying down in Oxford, don't let the Rebs get hot, and they are heating up, no doubt about that. Winners of 9 of their last 10, 5 straight in SEC play, and they only have 1 freshman in the starting 9. That's this guy, Cannon Golden, left fielder, who's making his 14th start of the year after being in more of a platoon role to begin the season.
Yeah, and it was a big get for Ole Miss to get Golden on campus. Perfect Game had him rated as a top 100 player to make it at 98, and then he's on a couple of other lists where he's even down into the 50s. So huge grab for them to get a young man like this and get him in hopefully a day-to-day lineup.
He's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. As Tegan Coons tries to strand another runner in scoring position. He stranded 2 in the first. Got a couple quick outs here in the second. And it's 2-1. Is low, 3 balls and a strike. At the top of the order, waiting on deck for Ole Miss. Groups a strike. Count full, the payoff pitch from Tegan Coons is strike 3. Third strikeout of the outing for Tegan Coons, and he strands another in scoring position. 2 scoreless innings on the hill. No score, just underway here in Knoxville. 26th head coach in the history of Tennessee baseball is Josh Elander, hired in late October and was an untraditional offseason. Tony Vitello taking the San Francisco Giants managerial opening. So Elander, who spent a ton of time here, is one of the architects of this current program, now gets the role as the head man.
Yeah, 9th season overall. 6 of the 8 previous seasons they made the postseason. Been to the College World Series in 21, 23, and 24, of course. The amazing number, 8 recruiting classes. All of them have been in the top 15 nationally. That's incredible.
A great recruiter and still very involved in the recruiting. The recruiting coordinator title passed along to Ross Kivett now as Josh Elander's in a little bit of a different role. You see him there in the dugout. He began the year coaching third base, as he did for a long time in the Vitello era. As Blake Grimmer takes a strike 1-1. But a couple weeks ago, Elander deciding that he was going to step away from those third base coaching role and give that to Craig Bell, who did that for a long time down at the University of Florida, and stay in the dugout.
Yeah, and my takeaway from that, just talking to him yesterday, that he's basically trying to slow the game down a little bit, right? He was saying making the decisions from third base kind of got in a little bit of a hurry. The transition made it a little bit easier, and you feel that as a player too, right? Coach is in control a little bit more. It kind of calms the nerves throughout.
Two strikes, the infield shifted for Blake Grimmer in the cleanup spot, who awaits a 2-2 from Cade Townsend, who had a perfect first on the hill. And Grimmer stays alive.
And he's been really good through his last 10 games. 342 average and a team high 4 home runs in that stretch.
Big bat that has helped aid some of the big powerful swings from the likes of Henry Ford, Blaine Brown and company. And Grimmer tags one to right. Becetta's hustling. He's there. Tristan Becetta's getting a workout in right field and passing the test with flying colors.
Yeah, Becetta's out and right. And it's like, there's 8 other guys out here. Will somebody else get tested? I need a break for a second.
Only 3 players have touched the baseball. That would be Becetta out and right, Townsend the pitcher, and Foley behind the plate who caught the strikeout. I guess you throw it around the horn, but
that gets too complicated.
Yeah, exactly. Trent Grinlinger takes strike 1. Trent Grinlinger has been a big bright spot the last few weeks for Tennessee, Cody. The true freshman out of California, who is very mature when you talk to Josh Elander, advanced even in the fall when he came in, a little bit ahead of where your typical freshman may be. And a couple weeks ago when Stone Lawless got hit with the pitch, went down in the final game against Vanderbilt, there was some mixing and matching in the order that opened up the DH spot, and Grinlinger hasn't given it up.
Yeah, he's been incredible. He's currently on a 16-game on-base streak. Had a 6-game hitting streak going into last night, which got snapped. But as you mentioned, I mean, a very polished freshman, incredible approach that I feel like is kind of bled throughout the rest of this lineup.
And the approach has certainly been a big topic of conversation as the year has gone on offensively. Continually trying to refine that as Grinlinger bounces it to short. Randall's got it, 2 down. And Cade Townsend set down all 5 he's faced.
Yeah, this is the nice thing about having that split finger at 90 miles an hour. It's effective against a righty and a lefty. That's what it was. Split finger is a ground ball inducing pitch. Pretty good infield behind you. Let those guys work.
It's a pitch that he developed pretty recently. Picked it up not in the fall, actually it was earlier this spring. That split fingers, two-seam type action, and what Cade calls a sweeper, which he fires in there. He said he picked up a baseball in the spring after Joe Mangrum, the pitching coach, was sort of tinkering with him a little. Threw it, it looked good, so he said, okay, I'm gonna do it. There was no long development process. He just went out and got it done.
It's a very frustrating pitch too as a hitter because there's no consistency with it. And I still stand by this today. When the guy throws a splitter, he doesn't know if it's going to be a strike or a ball, regardless. Like, he's thrown to a spot. Sometimes it stays up, sometimes it goes down. There's really no rhyme or reason to it.
He's ahead 0-2 on Blaine Brown. He's down on strikes. And Cade Townsend is cruising early. 6 up, 6 down, a couple of strikeouts as Blaine Brown goes down on Cades.
Yeah, this is a fastball at 97 miles an hour, virtually unhittable.
We head to the third, a scoreless game in Knoxville between Ole Miss and Tennessee. The 25th ranked Rebels have certainly been tested in SEC play this season. You see what they've done coming into this weekend. It's that Mississippi State series where they got swept at home by their arch rival. Head coach Mike Bianco called a kick in the gut, Cody, and really since then they have turned things around and they're finding form at the right time.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like you said, it was kind of an eye-opener for them, and since then they haven't looked back.
And they get a leadoff single from Dom Decker, their leadoff man in the third. Decker reaches for the first time today, keeps the on-base streak going. That's now 16 consecutive games that Dom Decker has reached. Some early traffic for the Rebels.
Yeah, but you go back and you look at that Ole Miss schedule. I mean, it is their resume is squeaky clean. RPIs and was down into 9th at one point. Strength of schedules at 6th. They have the most quad one wins of any team in the country. They picked up 2 more this weekend. Well, 1 yesterday, 1 against Southern Miss. Now they have 10 total.
We saw just what they've done in SEC play, but you mentioned some of those quad 1 wins. They're testing themselves in the non-con, not shying away from anyone. Regionally certainly helps. Helps when you get bats like that. Becerra to deep center. That is at the wall for Jay Abernathy. Gets it in the nick of time for a loud first out.
Yeah, it's another swing right here. Wind on a different day. This ball's not staying in the yard at all. Hats off to Jay Abernathy. Played a very good second base yesterday. You see the versatility going out to center field and be able to cover a lot of ground out there as well.
I got asked about that yesterday, about being played in different positions. He said he loves it. Gets to show off his versatility. Certainly has the speed to cover a lot of ground like you just mentioned. And so he's found a home in the lineup day in, day out, no matter where.
And there's huge value in that. Like you said,
yeah,
the defense will keep you in the lineup. It'll give the bat the opportunity to develop. And kind of once that gets going, I mean, you're talking an all-star, all-American type player.
Big cut from Judd Utermark. Singled his first time up, one of the 3 Rebels hits so far. And the 50th offer in the outing of Tegan Coons is outside 1-1. Tegan Coons, sophomore right-hander. He got a ton of experience as a freshman. He was the Sunday starter as a true freshman for Tennessee. He's worked on finding that magic word, consistency, and credits a lot of his leap up this sophomore season to the summer up in the Cape Cod League, where he felt like he had a little more of that consistency, was pitching a little bit looser, and built the confidence to go along with the consistency that led him to be the opening day starter coming into 2026.
Yeah, I mean, he got thrown into the fire last year as well on top of it. And there is a learning curve when you come in here as a freshman. You said, I mean, it's a power fastball. It's elite stuff. And you just figure out, like, you could get away with some mistakes on the high school level or the summer circuit level. When you get here and you miss the fastball out of a plate, you find out really quick what happens to it. And that's all a growing process. And you can see he's started to develop. He's doing a lot better job pitching inside and outside. Working up and down and really mixing up some looks.
He's ahead of Utermark, 1-2. Already 3 strikeouts for the hard-throwing right-hander.
Here you go, mine. I got one for you. Judd Utermark leads Ole Miss in an offensive category. I'm going to take a guess at what it is. It's one you probably wouldn't think.
Hit by pitches.
Stolen bases. 8 for 9 on the year.
Nearly.
It's a big man rumbling.
Yeah, had a base knock. Yeah. Ole Miss doesn't steal a lot of bases, and neither does Tennessee. But for the Rebels, it comes at the top of the order. Utermark's got those 8 swipes, and Dom Decker, who's aboard at first, second on the team with 7. So you see Coons sort of being careful. Teams have been able to run rampant on Tennessee in years past. That was a big point of emphasis with new pitching coach Josh Reynolds in the offseason. Tegan Coons said he went from being about 1.7 in his delivery to the plate. He's now about a second, 1.3, 1.5 to hold runners a little better. He gets a strikeout. He climbs the ladder, and Utermark can't catch up. 4 punch-outs for Tegan Coons.
Yeah, this is what you got to keep doing if you're Tegan Coons. You can't let him get extension. He is very strong with the ball out over the plate. Keep utilizing that fastball with that arm side run.
And he'll try to get out of the inning. A stranded runner for the 3rd straight inning. It's Will Furness in the cleanup spot. First pitch is fouled back. Grimmer way deep at second, and on the 0-1, Furness takes a looper over the plate. 0-2. Let's climb the ladder again.
Man, it's his go-to pitch. I'm doing it, especially at this part of the lineup. Yeah, I don't like throwing anything down, and especially into a big lefty like this.
Does go up, no chase from Furness.
Because it sets up the next pitch, right? Like changeup is really good. You've changed the eyesight. You've seen the ball up. He's got that little split change that now he could kind of get Furness to chase off the plate if he would like. Fastball in is also a really good option here.
1-2 on the way.
Yeah, I like that.
Fastball just in.
This is the same thing. Now you've moved his eye. So you moved eye line. Now you've moved feet. Changeup is really set up in this 2-2 count.
What are you sitting if you're Furness?
I mean, you still got protect away, 2 strikes, and Furness does a great job of that. You got to think you're still going to drive the ball, but you're driving it more towards over shortstop's head, third baseman's head. Got to protect away.
2 out, the 2-2 is just tapped foul.
Yeah, it gets really tough. I mean, unless somebody's tipping or giving up a pitch, like you have to sit fastball because you can't adjust to it. Like if you look off speed, you get fastball, you can't adjust to it. You get the changeup or the curveball seeking fastball, you can kind of spoil it like he did right there. So always has to be fastball emphasis. You just move your approach farther away off the plate.
Another 2-2. Right back at him and over. Into center field. Tegan Coons does a matrix, gets out of the way, and Will Furness with a hard hit single to put 2 on with 2 out.
Yeah, this is just a veteran approach, just what we talked about. He spoiled the really good changeup. He forced Coons to come back with another fastball. They tried to go in, it missed out over the plate, and that's where little Will Furness is going to do some damage.
That came whistling right over. Tegan Coons probably heard the seams sizzling. As he goes to center field for a base knock. 2 on with 2 out for Hayden Federico. Grounded out his first time, but the red-hot bat of Federico can certainly deliver, and he comes up empty.
Do you think if Tegan was thinking about getting a haircut, do you think that delayed it for about a week or so? So just a little bit off the top.
Yeah. May have lost a curl. And never a good feeling up there. 0-1. Bounce to first and foul.
And again, you see, like Federico has forced Coons to do something different. Again, typical. Again, you don't see a lot of this 12-6 curveball, righty to lefty. But this guy's so hot right now, you almost have to go into a bag of tricks to keep him off guard a little bit.
A couple times he's gone backwards and gotten ahead, both times 0-2. Now, meeting of the minds, Josh Reynolds, first-year pitching coach, will come out for a quick chat.
Yeah, I just think they're just making sure they're getting on the right page. Like, hey, you set yourself up. You've got into a really, really good situation right here, 0-2, and just making sure everybody's on the same game plan. You're getting the defense set, working out kind of a plan of attack for this next pitch, because it's going to be a big one.
It's an Ole Miss team that trailed yesterday, and once they came back, they never let up. And Hayden Federico is a big reason why. Drove home 3, and he had an 0-2 home run down to right field. Tegan Coons trying to strand a pair. And he will. Blows the fastball by him. His 5th strikeout as Tegan Coons strands 2 aboard and has pitched 3 clean on the hill. All right, Cody, always spicy in the SEC. The strikeout to end the inning. Tegan Coons a little chatter back in the direction of the Ole Miss dugout. The Rebels did not appreciate that, and that led to some discourse behind the plate between innings.
I'm sure it was just dinner discussions, right? I mean, Coons was telling him about some of the finer places to eat in Knoxville, and Ole Miss was trying to see how to get a reservation. That's typically how it goes in those situations.
And that conversation still being explained. Smiles and
They got it all sorted out.
Yeah.
It's good. No, it's just what happens, right? I mean, you got 2 very competitive teams with a lot on the line, and intentions are going to run a little hot, especially in those big situations.
Morris Hodges, the crew chief behind the plate, doing
They
a
did
good
a
job
great job. They
diffusing
did.
things.
They did a great job diffusing all of it, and we're back to baseball.
Scoreless game in the bottom of the 3rd. Cade Townsend has cruised. He's retired all 6 that he's faced, and he fires a strike to Manny Marin in the 7th spot. Marin, the Tennessee shortstop, 0 for 4 last night, but had a big 6 RBI night in the midweek win over UNC Asheville, including a grand slam. Certainly a streaky bat that the Vols hope gets hot for the long run and the home stretch. Townsend's 1-1.
Man, he's tough. I mean, it's just so many looks right there. I mean, that's the slider, sweeper, whatever, 87 miles an hour. Just pairs up so good with the fastball and the curveball.
Keeps you guessing a lot. Kind of like that. Strike 3, swinging on a half-hearted effort. Cade Townsend has faced 7 and he struck out 3.
Yeah, I mean, you just tip your hat if you're a pitcher, or if you're a hitter right here. I mean, you got nothing. I mean, he threw 3 quality pitches. He tried to defend with 2 strikes. I mean, that's just unhittable.
So Levi Clark next up. Sophomore has plenty of pop. Did score a run and have a hit yesterday. And he fouls away the first. Batting average still beneath 200 for Levi Clark, who showed a lot of promise in his true freshman season. Splits time at first base and behind the plate. It's out in the field. Over at first today. And infield shifts against him. The 0-1. Well out 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Cade Townsend, who gave up 2 runs in his start last week against LSU, a run in the first, a run in the second, but then was nails after that. Didn't give up any more in his 6 innings pitched. In what was ultimately a 12-2 run rule win for Ole Miss. Townsend actually didn't go play summer ball anywhere last year. He stayed in Oxford. There was a group of 5 players on the roster who stayed. They did an off-season velo program. Townsend certainly a big benefactor as he gets another. Nothing comfortable in the box. Cade Townsend has struck out 4.
Yeah, if I'm one of his teammates, I'm wanting to get a request to that velo program because it definitely paid off, and that's what makes it really difficult being the hitter. You know that fastball's loud at 97. And then you're seeing so much off speed, you know, it's just really tough to make that adjustment. And when you see a guy like this today, you almost have to eliminate everything and kind of settle on one pitch and hope you get the mistake with that one pitch.
Austin Foley out to talk things over briefly. Don't know if he got crossed up on the last one.
That would be my guess.
Jay Abernathy out of the 9 spot. Tennessee still looking for its first base runner of the ball game. And Abernathy coming off of a productive series opener. Pops up the first. Playable and left. Golden drifting over, and he got there and holds on. Cannon Golden covering some ground. 9 up, 9 down for Cade Townsend on the hill.
Yeah, really tough part of the play, or part of the park out here. The ball tends to carry back down the line. Golden, incredible play, selling out his body for his team.
Today, the second ever Checker Lindsey Nelson Stadium Day. The first back in 2021. That was against Arkansas, where fans checkerboarded the bleachers, and they were in for a treat. Max Ferguson delivers a walk-off 3-run homer for an 8-7 win over the top-ranked Hogs. And take a good look at that picture. That was Lindsey Stadium then, Lindsey Nelson Stadium then, 5 years ago. That's what it looks like now. 3-story hospitality, $100 million plus renovations completed for this 2026 season. And fans continuing to filter into the ballpark on what is a beautiful Saturday for baseball. Tennessee and Ole Miss here in the second game of this series. Moved up first pitch by a couple of hours. So maybe some of the gaps in the checkerboards because of that. As Owen Pano pops it to right. Reese Chapman wants it. He has it, 1 down. And Cody, so impressive to see the improvement in the facilities over the last 5 years. It feels like that picture of Lindsey Nelson Stadium was a lot longer than 5 years ago with all the work they put in.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was actually at that game when it happened. We were sitting down the right field side of it, and just a totally different viewpoint of this park and then the overlook. I mean, we talked about it a lot yesterday. You kind of see the suites up top and everything. It has such a feel of being more of a stadium now, and that's what they wanted. They wanted more of a minor league, major league park with all the accessible walking and stuff, and people were showing up.
Yeah, no doubt. Capacity now over 8,000. By the way, that 2021 team from those pictures we showed you, that was the team that got to the College World Series in Omaha. First time Tennessee had been there since 2005. Balls have made now 3 trips and a national championship as well in the 5 years since. As Braden Randall sits in with an 0-2 count. And Tegan Coons delivers. Another spinny strike. He's got 6 strikeouts today.
Yeah, curveball at 76 right here. It pairs up good with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Fastball has the up carry. Curveball has the down. It comes out of the same slot. Really difficult to pick up on.
So he faces Austin Foley with the bases empty and 2 down. First time there hasn't been any traffic on the base paths for the Rebels today. Going back to that 2021 season, that was Mississippi State that won the national title over Vanderbilt. The only national championship in any sport, any major sport, in Mississippi State athletics. So Cody, that leaves 2 power programs that are titleless.
They did it, what, back-to-back years? And I remember, like, watching both of those. I thought Mississippi State was dead in the water when it happened. Like, Tennessee played them in the SEC tournament, and it was Tennessee just, like, boat raced them. It was like, man, this is it. And then they got hot, and it was so much fun. So much fun to see them.
It's been fun to watch Tegan Coons as well. His first fully clean frame. He's thrown 4 scoreless, and he's got back-to-back strikeouts. His ledger now at 7.
Yeah, full repertoire on display for Tegan Coons. Another punch out.
On to the home half of the 4th, a scoreless game in Knoxville. Middle game of the series between 25th ranked Ole Miss and Tennessee. The Rebels a winner last night in the series opener. Big thanks to that man on your screen now, Hunter Elliott, the southpaw who shoved again. 6+ on the hill, another quality start. Hunter, appreciate you joining us here today. Looking at that line, pretty clean work, something that you've made a living on in Oxford. What was working for you yesterday in the series opener?
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was a big win for sure. Funny enough, I didn't have a ton really just working throughout the night. Everything. It was kind of just battling through it. You have those a ton throughout the year where you just don't have much, and it's all about can you fight and can you compete and can you just outlast the other guy, and that's kind of what last night was.
Yeah, Hunter, that leads into my question. Give us a grade on your performance last night. What was working for you, and what would you like to clean up going into the next start?
Yeah, I think my slider was big last night. Both of my sliders, my short one and my bigger one, I think they were pretty good. I think in stretches last night, the changeup was working really well. Got a good bit of swing and misses on it. But overall grade, anytime you get a win, it's hard to give it too bad of a grade. But I don't know. I'll give it a B minus.
It's funny, he and his head coach are lockstep with one another. Mike Bianco after the game said yesterday, yeah, I don't know if Hunter had his best stuff, but he pitched into the 7th, so yeah, he's an ace, no doubt about that. You've got an ace that's shoving right now as Garrett Wright lines out to Dom Decker. How have you seen Cade grow throughout the year, and especially the last couple weeks? Today he's set down all 10 he's faced.
Yeah, man, he's a special talent, and we knew that last year. It took him a little bit to get going, kind of get his feet wet here, but man, he's been unreal all season. Just an absolute ace, and that's what's so good about our staff right now, man. We feel like we have 3 aces. He's been super special, first-round talent, and then the guy that's going to go tomorrow is just as good. Taylor's been super special for us.
Hey, how fun has it been watching Hayden Federico over this last month, and how easy has he made your job during that stretch?
Yeah, man, it's been so much fun watching him. He just you can just see the confidence growing with each at bat, with each pitch he sees, and really no better dude to root for, man. Just a A+ teammate, one of the better teammates I've ever had. So it's so fun rooting for guys like that.
And was he cooking for you guys during the ice storm when you all were hanging out in the same house trying to wait out the bad weather? Walk me through what that couple of days was like.
Yeah, man, what a crazy couple days. Come get it, come get it, come get it. Yeah,
he will.
There we go. Yeah, those days were insane. something we weren't really prepared for. So I guess you could say he was cooking. Man, we had some crazy meals. I told some people we had like one night we had Tyson chicken nuggets with some buttered pasta, and man, we were just throwing together whatever was in the freezer, whatever we had in the freezer, whatever we had in the pantry. Him and Cade's apartment were one of the only ones with power, so we had like 5 guys bunked up in there. But man, it was good. It was good for growing together as a team.
Well, you guys certainly have been a very tight-knit bunch. They've got that saying down in Oxford, right? Don't let the Rebs get hot. You guys are certainly getting hot here at the right time, Hunter, and we appreciate you stepping on with us for a couple minutes today. We'll let you go before the end of the inning and watch your good buddy Cade Townsend keep shoving.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hotty toddy.
Yeah, thanks, Hunter.
Thank you, guys.
Hunter Elliott, kind enough to hop on for a few minutes with us. That sounded like a real college house, those dinners being made. I don't know if that's the pregame spread coming into today, but hey, it got the job done.
Yeah, I was about to say ice storm. That just sounded like a Tuesday night back in the day.
Henry Ford swings and misses, 2 balls and a strike. A couple balls hit well by Tennessee this inning, Cody. They both found the back of the leather, line drive to second, and then Tristan Becerra has been rock solid out in right field.
Yeah, well, it's his 5th assist on the night, or 5th put out on the day, 6, something like that.
Cade Townsend's a pitch away from 12 up, 12 down. Townsend's talked about how he and the rest of the pitchers have leaned on Hunter Elliott, the most experienced man in the room. And boy, is that showing. Townsend picks up the punch out. He's fired up, and he should be. 5 strikeouts through 4 perfect innings.
Yeah, he's just been absolutely unhittable. Big part to the big 12-6 bender.
Tegan Coons back to work as we head to the 5th. Been a good day for Tegan Coons. There's been some congestion on the base pass, but Cody's done a nice job working around it. This pitching staff that has a lot of Ks, and in big part because of him, 7 punch-outs on the day.
Yeah, he's kind of picking up where he left off there last weekend as well. Had, again, a quality start. Arguably one of his best outings, if not the best outing at Mississippi State last weekend. And he came in today being rock solid when Tennessee's needed him the most.
He's coming off of his first clean inning with no traffic, back-to-back strikeouts. So he faces the 9-1 and 2 spots here in the Ole Miss half of the 5th. Scoreless game in Knoxville where the wind is blowing in. And Cannon Golden swings to the first, can't catch up with the fastball at 94, 0-1 on Golden. You see the flags like that when you're walking in the park, you just sort of groan as a hitter?
Yeah, I usually thought about going home. So, especially like me, I couldn't run.
Yeah.
So if I can't hit the ball in the air, that's wasn't a lot of fun.
I don't know if I believe all of that, but I'll go with it.
Yeah. That's true.
Swing and a miss, and Tegan Coons has been pulling the string nicely. 3 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, neither one of our starters are wasting any time anymore now. You see both of them are comfortable. I mean, that's an 0-2 pitch, attacking, getting downhill against these hitters, and you can see both of them finding a rhythm.
Back to the top of the order, Dom Decker for the 3rd time. Strike 1. Fastball pumped in at 95. Decker's been aboard once. He's got one of the 4 hits in the day, all belong to Ole Miss. And on the 0-1, he takes strike 2. Tegan Coons really feeling it.
Cruising. Tennessee moving to a big shift now with 2 strikes. And that's been a big highlight for Tennessee so far this year. Like, pitching staff's been great. A lot of people haven't been talking about it. Defense, remarkable. They lead the SEC in fielding percentage at .984, and that's good for 6th overall in all of college baseball.
Dom Decker Flies it to left. Blaine Brown drifting towards the line. As they're in front of the track, 2 down here in the 5th. And it's a great point you make, Cody, because it's a defense that's been different many days. It's not the same 9 that are out there defensively. They've run about a dozen deep in terms of who is out there. And for that entire group to stay pretty clean is pretty impressive.
And I think that's what's helped them. There's so much versatility. You have guys that can plug and play, and they're unselfish and willing to go and play different positions, and kind of helps everything kind of mold or mesh together. And they're just uber athletic, you know. I mean, they can really run in the outfield. I mean, they've been steady all year, and I mean, the catch. I think the thing that's been the most impressive to me is they've had to roll through, you know, 4 different catchers at some point, and I mean, they've been rock solid back there.
Appreciate the effort from Garrett right behind the plate, but not going to
get a good laugh.
Yeah, not going to get it on the 58-foot bouncy ball. 1-1 to Tristan Becerra. 1 and 2, and that is filthy right now from Tegan Coons, who is the Saturday starter. We'll talk to the man getting the ball tomorrow coming up. Evan Blanco will spend some time with us in the bottom of the 5th, so don't go anywhere for that one. We'll ask him how Tegan Coons continues to keep it rolling. This is what the blueprint was expected to be for Tegan Coons coming into this year. Certainly not lacking the confidence, definitely not lacking the stuff. His 2-2 is off the end of the bat. Could be trouble. Reese Chapman on this horse. He's there. It is caught. Reese Chapman with a web gem in right.
Yeah, great jump off a ball hit off the end of the bat, and you're looking at one of the best right fielders in the SEC.
Morris Hodges is the man of the moment. They are reviewing that final out in right field to see if it was indeed a catch by Reese Chapman. It was ruled a catch. And it will stay a catch.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, you know, it was easy to see from that one. Great play by Chapman. Great job by Tegan Coons. We'll be back shortly.
We head to the back half of this ball game, a scoreless one. Goose eggs all around. Tennessee trying to get on the board and get its first base runner of the day against Kate Townsend. 4 hits but no runs for the Ole Miss Rebels as we head to the home half of the 5th, joined now by Evan Blanco, slated to start tomorrow for Tennessee. And we appreciate the time, Evan. We're going to start with the hard-hitting questions right off the top. Give me your mustache routine. What is the hair care process, and how did you curate it?
Yeah, I got a personal stylist, Kirby Connell. He kind of shows me the ropes for this thing, and you know, we have a wax routine, and he gave me a little comb for it too.
That's awesome, man. Hey, Evan, what are you watching for today during the game? And if you see something, will you tend to stick more to the scouting report, or will you kind of put that into play if you see some stuff pop up?
Yeah, I mean, kind of what we're looking for as a staff right now is seeing who's aggressive, who's swinging at first pitch, who's swinging at the first pitch, and you know, who's looking to do damage early in the count, but also like trying to see what the 2-strike approach is for each hitter, and kind of just going based off that.
Well, Evan, for you, the last couple of starts have been very, very strong. Obviously, you've pitched at a high level at Virginia, now coming to Tennessee in the SEC. What do you feel like you've learned over the last month about yourself and your arsenal?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned about myself, I hope that didn't hurt too bad, but biggest thing I've learned about myself is just when I'm in the zone, that's where I'll find success. If I'm, you know, limiting my free passes, then I'm going to be in good shape.
Yeah, you guys have been thrown in a unique position as a pitching staff a little bit. You guys have thrown to 4 different catchers because of the Garrett Wright and Stone Lawless injuries. What's that been like? What's some stuff that you guys have had to work through?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's much of an adjustment. I mean, we're such a tight-knit group, and especially with our catchers, like, we spend so much time with those guys, whether it's bullpens or off the field. You know, there hasn't been much of an adjustment just because we have 3, 4 super highly talented catchers. So, I mean, it's been great nonetheless.
They're certainly shored up some of that consistency back there. Blake Grimmer wears one. He's the first base runner of the game for Tennessee against Kate Townsend, who continues to work and now faces Trent Grinlinger, who's come on strong the last few weeks. And the first pitch to Grinlinger is a called strike. Evan, big sweep at Mississippi State last weekend. How big is that for the morale? And what changed, if anything, in the locker room coming to the back half now of SEC play?
Yeah, that was huge, especially, I mean, in this league, it's so hard to win a game on the road, never mind 3 of them. So just for the whole team, I think that it just kind of raised the standard of what we know that we're capable of, and obviously some good juice flowing in that locker room for sure.
Yeah, we were just talking about it over the last half inning. Talk to us a little bit about your defense. I mean, they're #1 in the SEC. They're #6 nationally in fielding percentage. Makes it a lot easier when you're out there on the bump, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, guys playing behind me like Manny, Marin, Ford, Grimmer, it doesn't really matter who's in the middle, but I mean, especially the arms in the outfield, we are super talented out in the field, and I mean, if a ball goes past me, I know that the guys are going to handle it and make a good play.
Grinlinger flies out to center field, and Blaine Brown now digs in. What was it like facing this guy in the fall, and Blaine?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, everyone thinks that like left on left is kind of an advantage for the pitcher, but I mean, this dude's super talented, so it was pretty tough to get him out.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of insight too, getting to hop on the bump every now and then. It's kind of crazy to see a guy here and hit a 400-foot homer, then throw 99 off the mound. I mean, some guys just have it made, don't they?
Yeah, it's insane. He's a freak athlete, and I mean, especially as a hitter, I feel like that kind of does give him an advantage too, because he is thinking like a pitcher. Like, he does have that background, so I mean, he can think through an at bat a little bit differently than a normal hitter would.
When's the last time you hit?
I don't know, maybe before COVID. I take BP every now and then, but I mean, it's nothing special.
I was about to say, today may be your day if it keeps going the way it is.
No, these guys are, we'll figure it out soon enough. I mean, it's a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. It's a lot of fun watching this.
Yeah, speaking of watching this, Teagan has been good today. 8 strikeouts through 5 clean on the hill. What is it that makes him special?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a little slower start for him today. Kind of had some trouble finding the zone. And, you know, what makes him successful is just his fastball location. In the last few innings, he's done a better job locating it. So, I mean, I think that's where, you know, he's getting guys off balance and, you know, looking at different parts of the plate, and he's able to set off his curveball based off that.
Yeah, he's coming off, again, that last weekend against Mississippi State. I mean, that was a quality start. That was his best, arguably, career start in the SEC. He's kind of built off of that today. Like you said, today's been a little bit slower as it's going, but you want to see that from a guy. That's showing some development, isn't it?
100%. Especially, I mean, he's at the top of our rotation, but he's still a young guy. He's still a sophomore. So, I mean, there's still a lot to learn from a guy like that, or for a guy like that. But I mean, yeah, he's done a great job settling in his role, and I mean, he's going to keep getting better as the season goes on.
Blaine Brown pops out there. Evan, we appreciate you hopping on today before your start tomorrow. Best of luck tomorrow and the rest of the way.
Of course.
Yeah,
thanks guys. Thanks for having me.
That is Evan Blanco, the Virginia transfer, senior lefty, who will get the Sunday start for Tennessee. He's been a very bright spot in the back end of the weekend rotation. He's gotten better as the year's gone on, and coming off of back-to-back quality starts against LSU and Mississippi State. I thought it was interesting, Cody. He was giving us some insight into what he's looking for today and sort of his scout day, getting ready to take on this Ole Miss team tomorrow.
Yeah, seeing it from the other side, being a hitter, I've always been curious about that. Like, is it so regimented? Like, hey, we got the scouting report, I'm going to follow it, or do you just see something flash up and be like, hey, like we're gonna skip what we've got written down on paper because this has been showing up today, and I'm going to implement that tomorrow.
Kate Townsend has been showing up today for sure. Lone base runner is a plunked Blake Grimmer, who leads at first. As Manny Marin is now in the driver's seat. 3 balls and no strikes. Tennessee still hitless in this one. And what is a scoreless, good old-fashioned pitcher's duel that has emerged in Knoxville. 3-0 offer. A grooved strike. On the 3-1, Marin takes ball 4. And there's some 2-out traffic in the 5th.
And that's what happens sometimes. I mean, Townsend has been so locked in. He's been thrown out of this windup like the whole time. And you put him in the stretch, you get a runner, you get runners on and stuff, and it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable again. And he's missed the last few hitters right here. It's been a little bit more off than what we've seen for the rest of the game.
And Joe Mangrum out for a quick chat. Cody, it's something we talked about yesterday with the starting pitchers. Not often that you get a chance to chase them out of the ballgame. It's been a race to the bullpen for both of these teams with pretty good pitching staffs. I know there's 2 outs in the inning, but this feels like it could be the chance if you're Tennessee.
It's going to be very limited opportunities. I mean, you look at the stats today. Tennessee's 0 for 14. That was his first walk of the day, 5 strikeouts. And you know that Ole Miss bullpen is really good. Like, you've got to take advantage of situations like this in this type of game.
Situational hitting that was so big for Tennessee last weekend in that critical sweep at Mississippi State. And now Levi Clark looks to deliver with 2 out in the inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Clark, one of the 5 strikeouts for Cade Townsend today.
2 outs, runners in scoring position. Levi Clark is hitting .222 on the year. He has 9 at bats, 2 hits. One of them's for a double.
A hit here would break open the scoring as Townsend paints a fastball at 95. Grimmer at second. Manny Marin over at first. The 1-1 is fouled away.
And Ole Miss, again, even before this pitch, moved to a really, really big pull side movement from the infield right here. They've moved Decker pretty much to just shortstop side of second base. Randall's pulled over even farther. Third baseman slid closer to the line.
Mike Bianco looks on as Cade Townsend gets Levi Clark to foul off another. Keep the count at 1-2. Another 1-2 is strike 3. Townsend through 5, 6 strikeouts, no hits.
Yeah, and it's nice when you got this type of off speed, you can get yourself into a jam and get yourself out really quickly.
It's been defined by the defense, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some incredible plays on both sides of the field by both outfielders. You see Golden and Becerra. There's Chapman really working hard behind this pitching staff, or both pitchers that really don't need a lot of help at the moment.
A good old-fashioned pitching and defense type day. Reese Chapman had that exclamation mark to cap off 5 scoreless for Tegan Coons, who's back to work in the 6th against the heart of this Ole Miss order for the 3rd time. And Judd Utermark takes strike 1. Utermark 1 for 2 on the day. He's got one of the 4 Ole Miss hits. Tennessee is still hitless against Cade Townsend, who's through 5 sparkling innings on the hill, but Tegan Coons has settled and retired 7 consecutive Rebels going back to the 3rd. And he's ahead 0-2 on Judd Utermark. Strike 3 called. A painted fastball from Tegan Coons.
Yeah, and he's hit another gear mine. I mean, this is pitch 85. That's 95 miles an hour down the middle. And I mean, gosh, he's just been so effective today working the inner half part of the plate. It's kind of set up everything else for him.
1 punch out away from tying a career high, 9 in the outing, and he's filling up the zone. Strike 1 to Will Furness. After that early traffic the first couple of innings, Cody, Tegan Coons come out certainly settled. He's got that look in his eye of pure determination and focus. No one but him and his catcher, Garrett Wright, out there.
I was going to say, before that pitch, I was trying to remember the last time he threw a ball. It felt like it's been forever. And that one didn't miss by much.
Yeah. He's had the full arsenal working. He's got Will Furness fooled on that one.
And as a hitter, like, this is kind of where the pitch clock works against you, because this guy's in a rhythm now, and you can't step out. You can't take that extra time where you could do that in the past and kind of mess something up. You don't have that luxury anymore.
Fought off foul, 1-2. Tegan Coons has always had the electric arm. Coming out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Got plenty of experience as a freshman. He came in at 169 pounds, and it's been a lot of work with Quinn Eberhard. Now Keegan Knoll, he is 190 on the scale. Just barely missed strikeout number 10. Two on the way. Strike 3 swinging. Double digits for Tegan Coons.
Yeah, that 12-6 bender has came to life for him tonight. I mean, he hasn't thrown one that has been above the knees. Doesn't matter if it's in or out, it's just the location that's so good.
It has not been an answer against him since that 3rd inning. And now it is the switch hitting Hayden Federico. 0 for 2 in this one. He's been fed a healthy diet of breaking balls, and that is a fastball that is pretty competitive. One 0 offer is a strike. Two and one on Federico, who's been a very strong presence in SEC play. Highest batting average for the Rebels in conference play, nearly 600 in the month of April. Trying to tag Tegan Coons in the 6th. 2-2. Tegan Coons trying to strike out the side in order and set a new career high, doing it. His 2-2 is a base hit to right field. Federico stays hot and sparks a 2-out charge for the Rebels.
Yeah, you knew that wasn't going to last too long.
Now batting number 6, Owen
Got the patience from Hayden Federico. Short, compact swing, just getting it done.
Yeah, like I said, it's death, taxes, and Hayden Federico getting a hit right now. Basically a necessity.
Now a slow walk from Garrett Wright out to the mound. There is some action down the Tennessee bullpen. The fantastic freshman Cam Appenzeller is loosening for Tennessee, and Josh Elander is coming out to make a move. So Tegan Coons, through 5 2/3 scoreless innings. He is responsible for the runner on first, and he's about to get a well-deserved ovation.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, just you got through those first couple of innings, and that was maybe the most dominant that I've seen him throughout the year. I mean, it was a true 3-pitch mix. He could throw anything where he wanted it at any count. It was a very impressive performance from him today.
One of his best outings of the year, no doubt about that. And he will hand the ball to one of the best arms in the SEC. Freshman by classification, but certainly not by mentality. Cam Appenzeller enters for the Volunteers. He has been a game-ending extraordinaire on the hill, and Cody comes in a big spot in a scoreless game, trying to keep it that way.
Yeah, and he is not a kid that's going to shy away from the big moment. He loves being in these situations, and you're going to see here in just a minute, he likes making big moments of his own.
Well, he's coming off of his best appearance down at Mississippi State last Friday night, the series opener. 5-0 in the year after he had the final 5 innings on the hill and waved goodbye to everyone in Starkville. Just a couple of runs came across. The first 2 runs he allowed in SEC play. And Cam Appenzeller now enters. He inherits a runner on first. There is that final line from last Friday's series opening win. When he comes in, he usually ends it.
Yeah, and those numbers were good enough to make him SEC Freshman of the Week. He also recently got tabbed by Perfect Game as a mid-season freshman All-American.
And for very good reason. It's a career-high 8 strikeouts in that 5-inning outing for Cam Appenzeller, the true freshman out of Chatham, Illinois. Mindset change at all when you come into a scoreless game as opposed to one with the lead, which he's so often pitched in?
I was just saying, it does as a hitter. I'm thankful to get that other guy out. I don't care who's coming in on the next one. It's just good to have a breath of fresh air and to see something different. But with him, no. I mean, he's been all business from day one. He's been here on the mound, and everything's so fluid for him. I mean, it looks effortless. He seems to be a slow heart rate guy anyway, so I just don't see anything really affecting him.
The numbers this season for Appenzeller are just downright terrific. This is his 12th appearance of the year. ERA is sub 1.5. 5-0 with a save and over 36 innings of work.
Yeah, fastball's going to run around 90 miles an hour. He's been up to 94. Sliders, 77 to 79. Changeups 83 to 85. He was the number 22 overall pitcher out of high school, the number 3 overall lefty.
He faces Owen Payno, who will have to wait in the box for just a moment. Five of the next 6 for the Rebels, left-handed hitters. Appenzeller's first pitch is outside for ball 1. There've been plenty of question marks, back end of games, closing things out for Tennessee. He has not been a question mark. Appenzeller has been an exclamation mark. Finds his own there, 1-1.
Yeah, in his last 3 appearances, 16 innings pitched, 56 batters faced. Held opponents to a 145 average. He's only given up 8 hits, 2 extra base hits. He has 18 punch-outs during that span. And a warning to go along with it.
Sometimes you just get excited.
I mean, conference numbers are incredible. 5 appearances, 23 innings pitched, 80 batters faced.
He went 21 2/3 without giving up a run in SEC play, and he gets a pop out to end the inning. Manny Marin is there. Payno pops out, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Scoreless in Knoxville, a pitcher's duel on Rocky Top. A sellout crowd in Knoxville, a new attendance record at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, over 8,000 strong. They've been treated to a bunch of goose eggs. A scoreless game with 16 combined strikeouts. What more can you ask for on a pivotal Saturday in the SEC? 25th ranked Ole Miss going for the series today and trying to pad a host-worthy resume as Tennessee wants to defend its home turf and force a rubber game tomorrow. Great to have you along. Mayan Patel, Cody Hahn, and our outstanding crew with you here in Knoxville as Cade Townsend continues to work. He has thrown 5 no-hit innings on the hill for Ole Miss. Tennessee's lone base runners reached in the 5th. Blake Grimmer hit by a pitch. Manny Marin drew a walk. Other than that, there's been a whole lot of nada. Jay Abernathy is down 0-2 out of the 9 spot.
Yeah, got the exact numbers for today. New attendance record, 7,430 strong packed the park at Lindsey Nelson.
Capacity expanded for this 2026 season, and that is certainly coming to fruition. On the ground to short. Randall's got it.
That was close.
Jay Abernathy's got some
Real
wheels.
close.
Tennessee will not challenge. Jay Abernathy made that too close for comfort.
I mean, he got him for sure. And like I said, in a game like this too, it's just really tough to pull a trigger on a challenge if there's not a run invested or a run scoring opportunity invested at the moment. That's why they got those analytics people telling them what to do.
I loved watching during the NCAA tournament during March Madness, all the directors of video getting their moment in the sun, deciding whether to challenge a call or not. So much that goes into a college program, so many that have a hand in it. Top of the order now for the 3rd time, Garrett Wright. Two 2-0. Cody, similar to the conversation about Tegan Coons and batters not really able to make him uncomfortable, how does Tennessee get to Cade Townsend a little bit and make him feel some sort of heat?
I mean, the easiest thing to say is to get runners on, because that's about the only way you can make him uncomfortable at the moment. Problem is you can't steal first base. And, I mean, you just got to keep wearing on him, let the pitch count come up. And they've done a pretty good job. Like, if he's made a mistake, they've taken good swings. The problem is he's only giving you about 3 or 4 of those, and they've hit it right to somebody to the opposing team. So I have no answers for that. Long story short.
Garrett Wright could get to first in a moment, a pitch away from doing so. I had 3 balls and a strike. Fly out and a line out today. And on the 3-1, Garrett Wright bounces it to short. Randall gets it, can't make the play. Tennessee's got a hit.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Good veteran approach. You worked a 3-1 count. He finally had to challenge you with the fastball, and you did something productive with it. Now Tennessee has a guy on base with some speed. Middle of the order's coming up. Reese Chapman's been one of the most clutch guys, and you would love to see him step up and continue the trend.
So the no bid ends at 5 1/3. And Townsend fires ball 1 to Reese Chapman, who did homer to open the scoring this weekend yesterday. Strikeout and a fly out here today.
Yeah, I mean, that pitch count for Townsend's only at 73, so I mean, he's still relatively fresh. Like I said, I've been very impressed with him the first time seeing him in person this year. And I mean, it is a legit like 5-pitch mix, and he can throw everything for a strike. It's not a fun at bat for anybody in this conference, let alone anyone in the country.
Cade Townsend hasn't gone over 85 pitches this season. We'll see how long the leash is today. It has been just a very efficient outing. And the stuff has shown no signs of slowing down.
Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curveball is as good as advertised on paper. Like, you see plus off speed, and it may be even better.
1-1. Stopped by Foley. 2 balls and a strike to Reese Chapman. Tennessee had a couple opportunities yesterday against Hunter Elliott to do some damage. Volunteers bounced into a couple of inning-ending double plays out of what are some ordinarily big bats. Reese Chapman looking to do damage here in the 6th.
No.
Two and two.
And I like that last swing from Chapman right there, because I mean that was a mistake. Like, it was a splitter, I think, changeup, maybe something in the top part of the zone. You want to see that pitch type of up. I like him taking a gamble right there.
94 spotted, not off by a ton. Count goes full on Chapman.
Now curious to see if Tennessee puts somebody in motion, just to get things moving, keep the double play out of hand. A guy that doesn't really swing and miss a whole lot. I think you got to kind of force the hand a little bit.
Right does go, and it's high, ball 4. Well, here's the chance, here's the guy.
And somebody else, possibly.
Nearly 8,000 that are ready to erupt as Joel Mangrum, the second-year pitching coach, comes out to talk things over with Cade Townsend. It is a tight-knit pitcher's room, and Mangrum, a big part of that, had a great first season at the helm of the pitching staff, and they have continued to improve in year number 2. Townsend actually spent a little time living with Joel Mangrum in the off-season, said he's like a second dad to him, takes care of everything, takes all the guys under his wing, cares more about the person than the player, and given his Saturday stud a little bit of a pep talk to try and get out of the 6th.
Yeah, I'm curious to see too if that was just buying a little bit of extra time, making sure guys fully loose. It's a big situation in this moment. Obviously, Tennessee runners in scoring position. Henry Ford leads the team in multi-hit and multi-RBI games. So this is the guy for the Big Orange. Big shift from Ole Miss.
Ball 1.
Routine ground ball to where the second baseman would normally play. Plates 1 for sure.
Nearly 8,000 ready to erupt. The 1-0 is out 2-0.
This feels like the moment right here, Mayan. Like he's lost a little bit of control. You've worked yourself into a hitter's count. Like, if something's going to happen, it feels like it's going to be now.
2-0 pitch, and Henry Ford takes ball 3. Called strike.
I mean, very, very top part of the zone, if it was.
And the count's full. Went after the high heat. And Cade Townsend a pitch away from a critical second out in the 6th. The payoff is in the air to the alley. Pisetta's on the move. He's got it at the track. Right tags. Will head to third, and the game-opening run is 90 feet away.
I mean, that was a really good swing right there. I mean, it's a fastball at 95, elevated in the zone. Ford hit it right on the screws. Again, just the type of day it is. Anything that's elevated out into right field, right center is just kind of getting knocked down.
So Townsend and the Rebels can exhale for the moment. 2 out now in the 6th. But another chance for Tennessee. Blake Grimmer with Garrett Wright leading off at third. First pitch is fouled away.
I'd be curious to see if Grimmer picks up another strike on him here fairly quick. To see if Tennessee tries to do something on the base pass. You got 2 guys that run really well with Wright, Chapman, guys that are very experienced. See if you can kind of set it up to getting in a rundown, maybe trying to steal a run if it gets to 0-2.
0-2, Chapman goes.
There was the delay.
Yep, no play.
Smart on Ole Miss though, right? Like, given the count, might as well go ahead and attack the hitter.
So 2 in scoring position after the defensive indifference with a 0-2 count on Blake Grimmer. Cade Townsend searching for 6 scoreless. He's got it with an exclamation mark. Cade Townsend strands a pair in scoring position and picks up his 7th punch out of the day.
Yeah, huge moment for Townsend. In a little bit of trouble, you go back to 96 miles an hour of pure heat.
Fantastic freshman, feels like he's underselling it with Cam Appenzeller and what he's done over the last 4.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge gift for Tennessee to get this young man on campus. He turned down a yearly Mayan Patel salary to end up here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's been as good as advertised. I mean, you look at his numbers in you see those numbers there. Numbers in conference play, just incredible. 154 average against. He's only given up 12 hits to 27 strikeouts, and what's mind-blowing, 2 base on balls in that stretch.
Which is not something you often see with freshmen.
Not at all.
And especially in the SEC, so many so often have the stuff and not the refinement.
Yep.
And he checks both those boxes with big checks.
Yeah, and you look at both impact freshmen for Tennessee, you know, Trent Grinlinger and now Cam Appenzeller. You know, the word that comes to my mind, they're both very polished, professional, advanced among their years. You just kind of get that feel from both of them.
Rare 3-0 count from Appenzeller to Braden Randall, bottom third of the order, 7-8-9 for Ole Miss. In a scoreless game into the 7th, and Randall takes all the way for ball 4. The Rebels have the leadoff man aboard. It is the first time since the 3rd inning that the leadoff man's reached.
Yeah, now you get into this 7th part of the 7th inning of this game, and this is what my old manager, Joe Aralt, used to talk to us about. The first 6 is the players. It's your alls to go out and do the damage. When we get to the 7th, it is mine. And all he meant by that is we're going to start bunting and moving runners and playing a little bit more small ball. Curious to see what Ole Miss does here, runner on bottom part of the order.
And a big shift against Austin Foley. If he could push something past Appenzeller, could be some trouble.
You got to make him throw a strike now.
Yeah, he
got to.
Very close on the check swing, ruled a no swing. And he did hold up, so it's 1-0. 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm shocked right there at that moment. You know, just it was 5 straight balls. Freshman, big moment. Again, we talked about him being poised, but he's still human, right? I'd had to see one before I took a rip.
Only 1 for 2. He's got one of the 5 Ole Miss hits. And he's ahead 2-1. Facing Cam Appenzeller, the 22nd rated overall prospect and the 3rd ranked southpaw in the country. Made his way to Knoxville and has made an immediate impact. And he's fallen behind a couple batters early in the 7th, now 3-1. Two on, nobody out.
And definitely a little bit of cause for concern here for Tennessee and their coaching staff, because those 2 at-bats, there's really only been 1 competitive pitch at the moment. That's why you're going to see Josh Reynolds come out and see if he can kind of calm down this freshman.
He touched on it, just 5 walks coming into today in over 36 innings for Appenzeller. He issues back-to-back walks to begin the 7th. Maybe a reset moment from Josh Reynolds, who's been on the staff for a handful of years, was elevated to the pitching coach position in October during some of those coaching changes. Certainly a different attitude than Frank Anderson, who held the role before, but a very smooth transition for all those involved, and he's trying to get his freshmen to get out of this inning.
Yeah, and again, he has a connection with all these people. It is his first year being the pitching coach, but he's been around the previous year before. Came from Cincinnati, where it was a master class in what he did with them, and like I said, I don't feel like they've really missed much of a beat now. Everybody's been pretty good. And the philosophy's changed some, and going to try to get his freshmen settled down and out of a jam.
Appenzeller.
And you're going to see the inside move right there, just because they were seeing if they were going to get a bunt, as Ole Miss makes a substitution at the plate, bring in Brett Mosley, and again, typically you bring in a guy right here that you know that's very good at bunting, able to move something down, especially being lefty on lefty.
Mosley came into the game yesterday, got a late pinch hit opportunity, was 0 for 1. And there is a disengagement from Appenzeller. So it is Mosley, the freshman, who's got some experience. He shows bunt and takes strike 1.
You had Clark crashing hard from first base. Ford was kind of holding his ground at third, so no true will play right there where everybody's crashing, trying to get the out at third. They're gonna take their shot if it's bunted towards first base.
Popped foul.
And then hindsight, you're being a hitter right here. I mean, you have to get this ball down the third base line. They're giving that to you. You have to happen. And Moses is going to get a little bit of a talking to.
And Mike Bianco out of the dugout for an offensive timeout. And right on cue, Cody, you're all over it with a small ball late in the scoreless game.
Nothing new, right?
Yep.
There's plenty of stuff going on. We got the analytics. Baseball's still baseball. This has been going on since the game started. And why that's happened is because it's worked, you know. And until something else changes, that's what's going to happen. And it's funny too, like a few years ago, that nobody was bunting, and it was a talk, and now you're kind of seeing it starting to show back up, even in the major league level and everything. It's history repeats itself.
Still showing bunt with 2 strikes.
That's what he's in there to do.
Yep. And like you said, Tennessee is giving up the third base side. So for Mosley, it's a job simple. Just get it on the turf.
Oh yeah, he went.
Yeah, it went around.
I was about to say.
Strike 3. Big first down for Cam Appenzeller.
You know, it's tough too to bunt lefty on lefty at that point. I mean, Appenzeller's got the good curveball. It's easier to bunt the curve, but it's typically easier when the ball's moving towards you. When you're starting to get that curveball that's moving away, it's difficult to keep the barrel above the baseball, and we saw that on the one bunt attempt, and then he got him to chase one out of the zone.
Inside to Dom Decker, top of the order. 1-0 to Decker. Murray State transfer who's settled in now in Oxford and has taken claim to the top of the order in the leadoff spot. He's got a very patient eye, leads the SEC in walks, and he's ahead 2-0. Two and one.
Same thing right there, inside move. Just checking to see if Decker was going to show any signs of bunt once he got the strike on him, because you see that a lot. Top of the guy, or the guy on the top of your order, you may give him the one swing to see, and then he can handle the bat to bunt. Tennessee checking.
Well located, 2-2. That gets by right, and Ole Miss has a free 92 in scoring position.
Now we'll see how Tennessee plays this. Are they going to pinch the infield? It looks like they are. Going to try to gun the runner down at the plate if it's a ball hit on the ground.
Infield is in. Appenzeller's payoff is into left. Should drive home a run.
Great piece of hitting.
Brown with a great catch, but Randall will tag and score, and Ole Miss breaks the stalemate. 1-0 Rebels on a Dom Decker loud sac fly.
Yeah, just again, veteran approach right here. You know you got to get a pitch that's elevated. He did it. I mean, he was another couple of feet away and making this a 3-0 game. Really, really good swing from Dom Decker and this Ole Miss offense for putting pressure on the freshman.
Tennessee is challenging the call of the runner did tag up at second base. This player is under further review.
So Tennessee challenging not the run that scored, but Austin Foley, who tagged from second going to third. So the question is it 1-0 Rebels with 2 out in the inning, or is the inning over if Foley left early?
And I feel pretty confident saying that Foley did tag up, because catcher, not your best runner. He really had nowhere to go in that situation, so I think him going back to the bag and holding would make sense. They didn't say that he left early. They're asking if he just tagged up in general.
Right. Well, a loud sacrifice fly from Dom Decker delivers the first run of the day. And you have to beat on it right off the bat. Great piece of hitting with the infield in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough at bat too. I mean, again, lefty on lefty, guy that does a really good job keeping the ball down. I mean, just great swing from Dom Decker. His foot's on the bag there, ball's in glove. I think he tagged up. You can see, so now foot's on the bag at the moment. And again, it doesn't matter if Brown caught that ball and it bobbled in his glove. Means nothing on the bobble. As soon as the ball is as soon as he initiates the catch, Foley is allowed to move up. It doesn't have to be secured.
Great distinction there, partner, and I'm right there with you. I think it'll stand. He did go back and tag, and that the inning will continue for the ever dangerous Tristan Pacetta. Ole Miss gets to Cam Appenzeller in the 7th after he issues 2 walks to begin the inning. Wild pitch moves a couple into scoring position, and a sac fly scores the first run of the game.
Here's a good angle from Hawkeye. As you see these 2 screens simultaneously. I see the foot on second as the ball hits the glove. He starts to make his move kind of about the same time Brown checks his glove to see if the ball's in there. I think it's pretty clear cut unless I'm just missing something. Which normally does happen. Hard at work, baby. Look at that.
Helmet travels. And
After
moment of
review,
truth.
the runner did tag up legally, therefore he's safe. Tennessee loses their challenge. They have 1 challenge remaining.
Legally, I like that.
Yeah.
I would like to see any legal tag. Legal tag up.
I wonder how many of those even get called a year. Can't be that many.
Few and far between.
That's right. So another run 90 feet away for Ole Miss. Pauly does tag, and it is the big bat of Tristan Buceta. With an aggressive take of strike 1. Buceta 0 for 2 with a walk. He was robbed of a base hit, maybe more. His last time up, a great diving effort and right by Reese Chapman. 0-2.
And it looks like Buceta's having a little bit of trouble picking up from Appenzeller. He was late on that first take, late on that swing right there as well.
Appenzeller trying to minimize the damage. Gets a jam shot to the left side. Manny Marin drifting back, and the inning is over. But some damage is done. Dom Decker with a sac fly drives home a run. Ole Miss scratches first. Time to stretch. 1-0 Rebs. All stretched out in Knoxville. Whatever that dance move may be now. Sold out Lindsey Nelson Stadium, nearly 8,000 in attendance today. Ole Miss scratches a run in the top of the 7th, and 6 scoreless for Cade Townsend, who now passes the ball to Landon Waters, one of the go-to arms out of the bullpen. The senior has been spectacular.
Yeah, what you're going to see from Waters is a fastball that's going to run between 93, 96, cutter that's 88 to 91, slider 83 to 85. He has 3 walks in 4 1/3 SEC innings pitched. All pitches are plus spin. Lefties hit 250, righties hit 120 against Landon Waters.
Hey, look at those numbers. They are pretty good for Landon Waters. 15 appearances and a sub-1 ERA. ERA is just over 2 in SEC play, but still pretty solid for the veteran right-hander.
I mean, all these Ole Miss guys look like carbon copies. He's 13 innings pitched. He's only given up 8 hits to 17 strikeouts. I mean, it is a extremely deep staff for the running Rebs.
No doubt about that. And they have been really good so far this weekend. Exceptional so far today. Cade Townsend delivering his start of the year after Hunter Elliott, who you see there, got the win yesterday in the series opener. And Ole Miss is turning into one of those teams, depending how the rest of today and tomorrow go, that's going to make a lot more national noise over the last month and a half of the regular season and into the NCAA tournament. Trent Grinlinger, the first man up against Waters. Grinlinger hitless today and on the weekend.
No, I was going to say, just Waters, his last 3 appearances, an inning and a third, 6 batters faced. He has not given up a hit during that stretch. 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls.
Just out there, 1 and 2. His role has increased this year, no doubt about that. He threw 17 times out of the bullpen last year, but the ERA at 6.27 in just about 19 innings of work, a lot of non-conference action, some SEC play mixed in there as well, and it has just been a seismic leap in his senior year. He gets a bouncing ball to short. Randall takes care of business, and there's one out.
Now batting, number 1, Clay Brown.
So the infield shifts with the lefty Blaine Brown coming up. He's got a big barrel. Takes a big spinner for strike one. Waters transferred in from Meridian Community College. Almost 30 appearances in his 2 JUCO years where he was outstanding. 13-1 with a sub-3 ERA in his career. Blaine Brown with a bouncer on the turf. 2 clean hops to Furness. Waters is there for 2 outs.
Good work from Waters right there too. A little PFP action going on right there. You see that ground ball. You see him work his way up the line, get a good flipping lane for Furness, and outruns the runner to the back.
Just 1 hit for Tennessee today, and it didn't leave the infield. An infield single from Garrett Wright that stopped the no-hit bid in the 6th. Tennessee has drawn 2 walks and been hit by 1 pitch otherwise. The Ole Miss pitching staff that came in as one of the best in the SEC and in the conversation for that upper tier in the country, living up to the billing, no doubt about that. Two down, the 1-0 to Manny Marin. He's outside, 2-0. 2-1, can't catch up.
You look at the team hitting summary for today. As you mentioned, Tennessee 1 for 21. That's an 0.48 average, 2 base on balls to 7 strikeouts. They are 0 for 5 with the runners on, 0 for 3 in runners in scoring position, and 0 for 6 with 2 outs.
That's after a 7 for 33 night in the series opener. The balls ended up going 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. And easy to sound like a broken record when you think about Tennessee and the offense, just looking for that consistent situational presence. Been hard to find that with how good Townsend and now Waters have been today. They really have not given you an inch offensively. 3-1 to Marin. He is ball 4, so there's some 2-out life.
Walks are the only blemish today for this Ole Miss pitching staff, and they've lived up to the billing. I have been overly impressed with what I've seen so far. I mean, they have the makeup. I mean, the starting pitching, and I mean this bullpen is as good as I've seen so far.
And Tennessee is going to go to the bench. Tyler Myatt will come on to pinch hit. He's appearing for the 29th time this year. Has started a handful of games. A .232 hitter for the Walter State transfer. And Cody, he's been great in pinch hit situations.
Yeah, it's been some crazy numbers. Extremely valuable off the bench. He's posting a .545 average, 6 hits, and 11 pinch hit opportunities this season. That also includes 2 home runs and 4 RBIs, the 1 home run being a walk-off.
Tyler Myatt, a man made for the moment. He was in the starting lineup a lot early in the season for Tennessee. He's found himself in a little bit more of a reserve role, but certainly someone who brings some of that East Tennessee prowess. He was the National Player of the Year in junior college baseball last year. And he hits a hard ball to a shifted second baseman. That's Dom Decker in right. And the inning is over. Ole Miss has thrown 7 shutout innings on the hill. We roll on to the 8th in Knoxville. Not a whole lot of offense to go around today. Ole Miss able to manufacture the lone run of the game in the 7th. Cody, they took advantage of a couple of Cam Appenzeller walks in a wild pitch, followed by good situational hitting.
Yeah, you see this a lot in the SEC. The game is played on razor-thin margins. It's usually the team that makes the least amount of mistakes win. You have a very veteran presence in Ole Miss. They were patient, got guys on, got a guy over, and then the top of the order did the one big swing, got the guy in, and that's where we currently stand.
And there's Dom Decker, who's got the lone ribby of the night. His sac fly drove home Braden Randall. And that's all she wrote on the offensive end. 1 run on 5 hits for Ole Miss. No runs on 1 hit for Tennessee. And the standout freshman, the reigning SEC Freshman of the Week, Cam Appenzeller, continues to work for the Vols, and Judd Utermark finds a hole for a leadoff single. Second hit of the night for Judd Utermark. Up the middle through a shifted infield, and Ole Miss once again has the leadoff runner aboard.
Yeah, that was a very comfortable swing from Utermark, and it makes sense. He is hitting .405 against lefties this season. He has 15 hits, 7 of them being home runs. Would go out on a limb saying that he likes lefties.
Not a whole lot of pitching he doesn't like. He's hit more home runs than almost anybody to ever don a Rebel uniform. 5 away from tying Kyle Gordon's all-time mark. Senior presence that inspires so much confidence there in the middle, top of that Ole Miss order. As Will Furness is now in on a 1-1 count. Had 2 balls and 1 strike. Tegan Kuhn started the game for Tennessee, tied a career high with 10 strikeouts in nearly 6 innings of work. Went 5 2/3 where Appenzeller got the final out of the 6th to strand his inherited runner aboard. And then Appenzeller, as you saw, the back-to-back walks to start the 7th, led to that first Ole Miss run in what's been a very well-pitched ball game. Ole Miss in search of a road series win, while Tennessee tries to force a rubber game tomorrow. 2-2 now on Furness. Break-even offer. Just out, 3-2. And to the bat to left, got some carry. Brown is there though. And there's 1 out in the 8th.
Ole Miss on the year, they're pretty good when they out-hit their opponents. They have a record of 19-0 when given those opportunities.
That's how that works for Mike Bianco's squad.
Those hits have been at a premium today, that's for sure.
And now the switch hitting Hayden Federico flips to the right side for the first time, but it doesn't matter. That's down and past a diving Blaine Brown. Didn't have a big shot on that ball. It's going to lead to a run. Utermark from first to the plate, and the Rebels have a 2-0 lead. after Hayden Federico delivers yet again.
Yeah, he's so good. We've seen him 3 hits yesterday from the left side, 4 total. Now he picks up 1 from the right side. That's a 375 average against lefties. Does damage again one more time for this Ole Miss offense.
Federico's been a gift that keeps on giving. Here in the last month, and he drives home a run, maybe a big insurance
huge
run.
Yeah, and then you look at the play out in left field. I mean, 100% effort given there from Blaine Brown. That's probably one that he's going to look back on when he gets in the dugout of like, hey, that's a really tough play. We'd like for you to keep that ball in front of you, because if you do, it's first and second, 1 out. Double play still in effect, and we can get out of the inning. Now that he's dove balls behind him, run scores, and they've got another runner in scoring position threatening.
And Ole Miss goes to the bench. It's a pinch hitter, Colin Reuter. Flies it to left center field. Jay Abernathy back patrolling. He's at the warning track for the second out. As Federico tags and gets over to third. So now a wild pitch, well placed. Any base knock will score another run. Runner on third, 2 down for Braden Randall.
Yeah, runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Braden Randall, 217 on the season. 5 hits, 1 triple, 4 strikeouts, 1 base on ball. But this guy we talked about, he's got the clutch gene this year. Those 6 walk-offs. Slow heartbeat guy you like up in these in these opportunities.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's had 2 balls and no strikes. The big second run that came across could be an insurance third. As Appenzeller finds the zone. The freshman's 40th pitch is strike 2. Full count. Braden Randall fouls it away.
In mind, you know, one thing that kind of sticks out to me at Ole Miss this weekend, they have hardly chased anything out of the zone at all. Like, you know, Landon Mack gets a lot of swing and miss or a lot of chase. Cam Appenzeller, a lot of chase. They've laid off some really tough pitches.
Into right, Reese Chapman has it measured. And the inning is over, but a patient, persistent Ole Miss offense adds an RBI double from Hayden Federico to make it 2-0 Rebs. Cody Hahn, how old is that kid?
Old enough to keep their parents up all night. I know from experience.
He passed the test with flying colors. We are
so cute.
Good to go. You got to start him young. It's a great day to be at the ballpark on what has been a swift-moving, tight ball game. A run of the 7th, a run of the 8th for Ole Miss, who goes to its 3rd arm of the game. And for the 2nd straight night, it is Hudson Calhoun, the junior from Tupelo, who comes in.
Yeah, Calhoun, he was so nice they decided to throw him twice. Fastball's going to run between 93 and 96, curveball 78 to 81. Cutter 85 to 89, changeup 87 to 89. Again, it dominant in last night's performance. The numbers to look out for: 11 walks in 13 innings of SEC play. Very low fastball usage. Again, a power arm that is going to rely more on off-speed pitches to get outs.
Calhoun came on yesterday in relief of Hunter Elliott. He was the first arm out of the pen. Gave up one hit. That was a 2-run shot. Jay Abernathy got off of him. Only one of those runs charged Calhoun. The other with Hunter Elliott, who's there in the dugout now and watching his teammate try to throw another goose egg on the board. 35 pitches yesterday, 23 of them were strikes. You mentioned dominant. He had 4 punch-outs on the hill.
Yeah, of his 8 batters faced, 4 strikeouts.
First one on base is Abernathy, who got the better of him yesterday, got the barrel ahead of a cutter for his 2nd home run of the season. In round 2 begins with ball 1.
You know, we were talking about this off air. We saw him come in. Like, you just don't see this in the time today. A lot of these guys aren't bouncing back and going back-to-back nights. So this is a little bit of a throwback type feel here with Calhoun.
It certainly is. Been accustomed to guys throwing twice on a weekend, maybe game 1 and game 3.
Closers, right?
Right,
You don't
yeah.
see a lot of these mid and long relief guys doing it, though.
2-1 to Abernathy. And looking at what Calhoun has done this season, he has pitched twice in a weekend once before, and it was actually last weekend against LSU. Went an inning on Saturday and then pitched again on Sunday as well. One on the way. Called strike. Top of the order, awaiting on deck in what could be the last big push for Tennessee. Payoff pitch from Hudson Calhoun is outside, ball 4.
Ole Miss setup. I mean, Federico is literally playing 2 steps off the warning track in left field. They're kind of set up in almost like a no double situation right now.
It's Garrett Wright who takes a strike. 0-1 on Wright, whose infield single in the 6th broke up the Cade Townsend no-hit bid.
It still remains the only hit for Tennessee.
Balls are 1 for 22 on the night. They've drawn 4 walks, which is why Abernathy's at first. Abernathy with plenty of speed to burn. High heat, 0-2.
And that's pretty close to being a balk right there to first base. He's not really, he's done that twice now when he's thrown over, where he's not gained ground to his target, or if he has, it's been very little as he's going. He did a better job that time, like kind of walking his throw to first, but the first one, he about didn't like right. That one, that's scary. When you see a guy kind of pop his feet up and make the throw and not gain ground, that could be a very questionable ruling. As you'll see, he's kind of, little balk move he's going, but you have to gain ground that direction. He's really not with that lead foot.
Outside 1-2. And those are the key words, right, in the rule book. Gain ground in that direction. So that jump move, the swivel move we see so often, and can so often work. It many times won't get called, especially in your lower levels coming up in baseball. But you've got to make that move towards first.
That's old school rules, right? You don't want to put it in the umpire's hands. These guys do a great job. Not harping on them, but they officiate the game, right? Like they keep the rules up, and you just don't really want to put them in a situation to where they are forced to call it.
Even at 2-2 on Garrett right in the leadoff spot. Off the end of the bat, stays 2-2. Goes chasing, and Calhoun gets the punch out, climbs the ladder at 94.
Yeah, and he did a good job at this last night as well. He's just got a lot of vertical angle of attack on that fastball and can get people to chase up and out of the zone.
Mike Bianco's on his way out to make a change. The lefty, Reese Chapman, coming to the plate. Hudson Calhoun is responsible for the runner at first. Got a strikeout after that. He may try to plead his case, but the day is done. Ole Miss goes to their lockdown closer. Walker Hooks coming into the game. Go to the back end of the ball game. Ole Miss has the arm they want to get you to, and that is Walker Hooks for good reason.
Yep, the fastball plays around 90 to 93, curveball 75 to 77, slider 84, 86, changeup 84 to 87. A little bit of crossfire action from third base side. Another one of these Ole Miss pitchers that has a low fastball usage, around 30%. Lefties hit 206. Righties hit 152 against Walker Hooks.
Who's coming in and looking for a 5-out save, most likely. Got the save last night, third of the year and third in conference play. 3 ground balls to end the game in the 9th, so just 14 pitches. Walker Hooks, who is on for a second time in as many days. He's been really, really good as of late. His last 8 appearances now, he's got 3 wins, 3 saves, and the ERA just over 1.
Yeah, and his numbers are great in conference. 21 innings pitched, 74 batters faced. He's held them to a 159 average, only giving up 11 hits, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 21 punch-outs to just 3 base on balls for Walker Hooks.
Lives around the zone, and Tennessee knows that. Can the Volunteers take advantage? First man Hooks will face is Reese Chapman. The senior stands in on the left side, and we'll have to wait.
Yeah, that was a very awkward move.
Yeah, and Ross Kivett, Tennessee's first base coach.
Just a little animated, but it did look weird. I will say that it was a.
Holds that fine line with lefties.
It is, and it is. It's hard to tell.
Ball 1 to Chapman. Spin aboard once. Struck out, flied out, and walked.
It's like I don't even know if he necessarily crossed the line to go to first. It was just the sidearm throw to first was what made it look funny.
1-1. Shifted up the middle to shortstop Randall, playing pretty close to the second base bag. Utermark way off the line at third. And the 1-1 will wait. As Hooks checks on Abernathy at first.
Yeah, neither Tennessee Coach is very happy at the moment. There's Craig Bell at third base pleading his case as well to that side about where that foot's landed.
There is Craig Bell, one of the new additions to the staff, longtime Florida Gators assistant, coached third in a national title series for the Gators. Took over those duties for Tennessee a couple weeks ago. As Reese Chapman comes up empty, 2-2.
LSU moves over to the shift, first base side of the infield. They move Utermark to short and still in double play depth.
2-2 pitch.
That's
pretty good.
I don't know.
Tough one to take. And
I'm not sure about that.
The veteran eye of the senior
Yeah.
works the count full.
The strike zone's been a tad inconsistent today. Oh. And it's just the same thing too. It's just where he's landing at and going, and I don't know. I kind of give up on that one. I feel like lefties balk all the time, but it never gets called. So
Payoff pitch. One high hop. Furness gets it at the top of his jump, and his only play is to first. Abernathy advances to scoring position. 2 out now in the inning.
yeah, just a fastball that got in under the hands of Chapman. He hit it straight into the ground. Furness made a really good play on that ball just to track it the whole way through and get the only play, which was at his bag.
Tons of speed and scoring position for Jay Abernathy. He scored on a single to left field yesterday. Cut the deficit in half. Henry Ford's got the power to tie it up. He tried to there, 0-1. This part of the order did not face hooks yesterday. So seeing the lefty for the first time as Ford, the Virginia transfer, who's gotten a hit in 25 of the last 30 games, stands in a big spot. He's down 1-2.
Yeah, and Ford's been very good against lefties on the year. 395 average, 17 hits, 4 of them have gone for homers.
Trying to keep the inning alive in the 8th. A 2-run Ole Miss lead. Walker hooks. Bounces it. Doesn't skip far enough from Foley. Abernathy stays at second. The 2-2 is strike 3 call. Walker hooks, gets the final 2 out to the 8th. And Ole Miss takes a 2-run lead to the 9th.
This is why Ole Miss turns to Walker hooks later in the game, has the ability to get big punch outs when needed.
Cody, I will not ask you how old that baby is. Instead, I'll ask you, what do you make of this Ole Miss resume? It's getting stronger by the day.
I mean, it's shaping up to be one of the best in the country at the moment. As you see, RPIs climbed every day, strength of schedules climbed every day. Those 11 wins against top 50s, the most in the countries. I don't think that 2 seed's going to be holding too much longer, especially if they find a way to close out today's ball game.
Yeah, no doubt, be in that hosting conversation through the rest of the year and into the postseason for Mike Bianco's team. We're now 4 years removed from that national title back in 2022. That's when they were the last team in, one of the last 4 into the field, and they were the last ones left.
Yeah, just throw out like the wins they have in the SEC play right now. They've collected 2 wins against Southern Miss, who's a projected 2 seed at the moment. They also have wins against a projected 2 seed Missouri State and a projected regional host in Coastal Carolina to go along with the damage they've done within this conference.
And they've still got some great opportunities ahead of them as Austin Foley helps the cause. A leadoff single in the 9th, and Ole Miss will try to add some insurance.
So he's taking a couple good swings today for Ole Miss, and like as we mentioned, he came in a big-time name when it comes to catchers in the NCAA. Bat's been a little bit slow. He's picked up some hits today, and signs are pointing up for Austin Foley.
They most certainly are, and that could be some critical insurance for Ole Miss, who scored 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Ford is in at 3rd as Brett Mosley bats for the 2nd time. And there's Stone Lawless, who is into the game for the first time since Game 3 of the Vanderbilt series when he got hit in the face by a pitch. A very scary moment. He has not played since, was fully cleared for the first time this weekend. Josh Elander said he took some batting practice reps, hit live earlier in the week. Just wanted to get him some action in the bullpen, catching live pitching, and they've gotten him back into the mix. He is an exceptional receiver of the ball, and just a great sign to see him back.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome to see him back in the game behind the plate. Mine, I'm not going to lie. You don't really want to look at the videos if you're squinting.
Yeah.
It was not pretty.
Oh, most certainly was not. Brett Mosley does a good job there getting his first hit of the weekend. And Ole Miss with some early action here of the night. Back-to-back singles for the Rebels against Cam Appenzeller, who continues to work. The freshman came on in the 6th, got the final out of that inning, and is responsible for both runs that have come across today. And now the top of the Ole Miss order could really put a late punch in this one. It's Dom Decker who drove home the first run of the game, getting a pep talk from Mike Bianco.
Yeah, you look at Appenzeller's numbers from the game today, 2 1/3 innings. He's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 base on balls, 1 strikeout, 1 double. Definitely hasn't been as sharp as he's been in the last little bit, and some of the credit goes to Ole Miss as well. Bottom of the order has really made him work, and they've got some runners on, and this is the guy that got the job done for him last time.
It was a sac fly in the book, but it was a loud one all the way to the wall in left field. A great twisting catch by Blaine Brown. Dom Decker shows bunt, and he will not.
I was about to say, yeah, it was just scary right there. You see the leadoff guy show bunt that early, like slash has got to be in the back of your mind. Guy that handles the bat really well.
Grimmer crashing at first. It is a slash, and it is through to left.
To perfection.
Foley, not the fastest runner. He's held at 3rd, and the bases are loaded, and Dom Decker delivers that veteran presence yet again.
I mean, this is just well executed all the way around. I mean, hats off to this Ole Miss coaching staff, just dialing up a little bit of magic when that magic's been hard to come by today.
So Dom Decker does it again. And with nobody out in the ninth, the bases are loaded, and look who strides in for the Rebels. Tristan Becerra, the ever dangerous bat, who takes ball 1. Becerra hit a long solo homer yesterday. 0 for 3 with a walk in this one. Always dangerous as the Rebels' leading home run hitter this year. One. Barrel.
Oh boy.
On the way. Goodbye. Grand slam. Tristan Becerra with a knockout punch. And a 9th inning grand slam to make it a 6-0 Ole Miss lead.
This is Becerra's 2nd grand slam of the year, and it sounded like a canning going off. from home plate. Absolutely launched.
His second home run of the weekend. And Ole Miss has taken control. They have stormed in front. 6-0 in the ninth. And Tennessee will go to the bullpen. It is all Rebels in Knoxville as Ole Miss tries to put the bow on a series-clinching win. What a swing for Tristan Becerra. A ninth-inning grand slam for Ole Miss to make it a 6-0 lead, and this was not a cheapie.
Yeah, coming into this at bat, Becerra was .333 average with bases loaded. He had 3 hits, 1 double, 1 homer, and then with 1 more swing, he made it 2 and delivered the knockout blow here in Knoxville.
Team high 18th home run of the season after 3 singles to start the ninth. Tristan Becerra delivers what could be a dagger. Tennessee obviously still at the bottom of the ninth to go, but that took a lot of air out of this packed building, and Tristan Becerra now overtakes the SEC lead in home runs with his 18th of the year. And is 5th in the conference in ribbies with 4 more stakes on the plate. What has been a big weekend for Becerra, turning into a bigger weekend for the Rebels. New arm comes in for Tennessee, looking for all 3 outs of the ninth. It is the submarining right-hander Brady Frederick who takes over.
Yeah, what you're going to see from Frederick's a fastball that's going to run between 81 to 83, slider that's going to play around 74, 76, changeup 75 to 77. In conference play this year, Frederick has 3 2/3 innings pitched, 22 batters faced, a .438 average against. He's given up 7 hits, 2 homers, 3 strikeouts, and 3 base on balls in those appearances.
Knoxville Kidder returned home, transfer from ETSU, where he was the SoCon Pitcher of the Year in 2025. And the Bearden High School product, Frisbee's in, a strike to Judd Utermark. It is 0-2. A 2-hit day for Utermark. 1-2. Fights off enough. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the ninth, so Ole Miss certainly the opportunity to keep the hits coming. They're in the meat of their order. And Utermark puts a charge into 1 to deep center field. Jay Abernathy's going back. He jumps up, and that is, wow, gone. On a laser, Utermark, and for the second time, back-to-back jacks.
It's the Bash brothers in the middle of this order. You just cannot miss out over the plate against these two. If you do, this is what's going to happen. You came into yesterday's game. They had totaled 50% of the home runs, and after the last 2 days, they just do not want to relinquish that number. Becerra, Utermark, about as dangerous as it gets in the country.
Well, no doubt about that. That was roped right over the 390 side. Abernathy had a beat on it and just banked right off the bottom of the batter's eye. So for the second time in as many days, Tristan Becerra and Judd Utermark go back-to-back for Ole Miss, and it's now 7-0 Rebels. 1-2 on Will Furness. And Cody, you mentioned the Bash brothers in.
They're scary.
Yeah, Utermark
Scary.
and Becerra, they're at the top part of the order for Ole Miss. The Rebels, now on the year, have 63 home runs, and 31 of those have come from those two, about half of them. Pretty impressive. they continue to bash. Just no let up. Well, Furness chases. He's down on strikes for the first out of the ninth.
You know, and you look at Ole Miss's numbers throughout the year. So we highlighted this. I mean, they came in today. They are 15th in the conference, almost 200 nationally in batting average. It's 265. They're only getting 6.8 runs per game, which is also bottom in the conference. But you get those two guys, and they're just deadly in that spot because they have veteran experience. Guys are getting on around them, and that's all it takes. I mean, you have good arms pitching wise. You got two guys that are just producing and producing, and it's leading to Ole Miss wins.
I think the Ole Miss faithful certainly not surprised by what the Rebels have done over the last few weeks, but these last 3 weekends, if this one ends the way it looks, nation's starting to be put on notice for what's going on at Swayze Field. A road series win at Florida. They swept a top 25 at the time LSU team at home last weekend. First time they swept LSU since 2022, that national title season for Mike Bianco. And now on the road in Knoxville, where Tennessee's done a good job defending home turf over the last few seasons. And the Rebels still have 2 offensive outs to play with, and they need to get 3 in the bottom of the ninth to take a commanding 2-0 series lead and have a chance for a big road sweep, which doesn't happen too much in the SEC. Hayden Federico ahead 3-1.
Again, just to highlight it, I mean, this offense has been really, really good this weekend. I mean, just a 12-hit game. They just don't chase. I mean, it's just been 2 days, and they very rarely swing at anything out of the zone at all.
Caught a piece of Federico, was ball 4 regardless, so the inning continues with the 1-out walk. As Josh Elander will make another move in what's become a long, laborious 9th inning for Tennessee pitching. Game was scoreless through 6, but in the business end of this ball game, it has been all Rebels. New arm coming in for Tennessee. Top of the 9th, it is all Ole Miss, and it has all happened after the 6th inning. You look at SEC play, and the Volunteers have been outscored 36-24 after 6 innings. And Ole Miss, Cody, had a run in the 7th, a run in the 8th. They put up a 5 spot in the top of the 9th before the first out was recorded.
Yeah, and this is where Tennessee's ran into trouble. Starting pitching's been good. They've had a couple of arms in the bullpen that's been reliant, and then they've had some issues in the later part of the game just trying to find outs and find a guy that can get some outs. And that's why they've been a victim of so many of those 1-run losses so far this season.
Game that was tightly pitched, tightly contested through 8. And exclamation mark in the 9th. Tennessee goes to a new arm, the freshman left-hander Taylor Tracy making his first SEC appearance.
Yeah, what you're going to see from Tracy is a fastball that's going to be between 89 to 91, slider 79 to 81, changeup 78 to 80. In his last 3 appearances, he's thrown 3 1/3 innings pitched, 14 batters faced, 182 average against. He's only given up 2 hits, 1 double, 3 strikeouts, and 3 base on balls for Taylor Tracy.
True freshman who started a handful of midweeks games so far this season. He has made 4 starts and his 6 appearances out of the bullpen. ERA below 2 and his first taste of SEC action as he faces Colin Reuter, who will bat for the 2nd time. Reuter came on to pinch hit for Owen Pano in the 6th spot last inning of the 8th, and he is the 8th batter of the 9th. And he takes ball 1. Hey, look at the numbers and what Ole Miss has been able to do in this 12-hit outburst. That's all happened late. It's a Rebels team where the script was not at bats like that. They were 2nd to last in batting average coming into today, and Colin Reuter is going to add to the parade in the 9th. An RBI double as Federico scores from first. It is all Ole Miss, 8-0.
Yeah, these swings are loud by Ole Miss. It's a pitch that misses out over the plate, and I mean, there is nobody in this lineup missing a barrel.
So that's the 12th double of the season for Reuter, who leads the team in that department. And he delivers.
Yeah, and they've flipped the script on the hitting summary, so you go back and you look at it now. Ole Miss is 13 for 37 on the day. That has moved up to a .351 average, 3 base on balls. They've struck out 12 times, but they have 5 extra base hits. They are 7 for 19 with runners on. That's a .368 average, 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position, and they are 3 for 11 hitting with 2 outs.
Certainly one thing the Rebels have done well, not only today, but yesterday in the series opener as well. They've punished the mistakes. Braden Randall, 9th batter of this inning. 1-2. One o'clock first pitch tomorrow Eastern time in the series finale. Evan Blanco gets the ball for Tennessee. And Taylor Rabe goes for the Rebels. As Randall flies out, 2 down.
Yeah, and talk about going in tomorrow with Taylor Rabe. Tennessee with only 1 hit so far in this game. Rabe carried a no-hit bid into the 7th inning on Sunday, but he did not record an out in the 7th, giving him 6 innings of 2 earned runs only. So carried a no-hitter last weekend into the 7th against LSU.
Yeah, that was part of that sweep of LSU. Got a little dicey after Rabe left the game. Ole Miss was up 7-0. The Tigers rallied back to tie it up. Ole Miss ultimately scratching out the win, but yeah, Colin Townsend took a no-hit bid into the 6th today. Was perfect through 4. So another big start from Cade Townsend, who gave the ball to Landon Waters, Hudson Calhoun, and Walker Hooks. Came into a tight game. Things are not too tight anymore. Hooks may get a little relief as Austin Foley flies a foul, 1-2. Foley led off the inning with a single. There were 3 straight singles before a Becerra grand slam. The Rebels have added on a couple more since. And Taylor Tracy's 1-2. Is strike 3 called. And the 6-run 9th comes to a close. Ole Miss motoring late on a big weekend from Tristan Becerra, the grand slam, or maybe a knockout punch.
There was a lot of loud swings this inning, but nothing like this grand slam from Becerra and company.
That is a familiar look around Lindsey Nelson Stadium late in this ball game. A game that was scoreless through 6 is all Ole Miss. The Rebels with a run in the 7th, a run in the 8th, and a 6-run crooked outburst at the top of the 9th. They are 3 outs away from a series win on the road at Tennessee. 4, 5, and 6 for the Volunteers as Blake Grimmer leads off and takes a strike from Walker Hooks, who stays in the game, and if he finishes this out, would be credited with the save because it was 2-0 when he entered with 1 out in the 8th. Be his 2nd save in as many nights. And the 4th of the year for Hooks.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know what to do right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Used to the games being tight.
There are some times where it gets finicky for guys that are used to being that fireman late. All of a sudden, things seem out of reach. Down in the zone here. Infield shifted, and Grimmer waves through for strike 3. second strikeout for Hooks.
Now batting, number 30, Trent.
Yeah, and it's just hard too. You come back in here offensively, just string together quality at bats right now. I mean, it's basically a gut punch last inning. You know, it's kind of taking this air out of the stadium. Really, really tough to try to rebound and get something going. Especially when you got arguably the best closer in the conference staring you down.
No doubt about that. Trent Grenlinger, next man up, the freshman DH for Tennessee. 1-1. Cody, looking ahead to tomorrow, the series finale. Obviously, Ole Miss wants to keep that conversation rolling and pick up a sweep. Mentality for both sides. How do you approach that Sunday matinee?
I mean, for Ole Miss, like I said, your starting pitching's been so good, and I mean that's going to be the start for both of them, right? Like, what do you get out of that rotation, and that's going to kind of unfold the last of the game. But I mean, Ole Miss is keep doing what you're doing right now. I mean, they're not chasing anything out of the zone. You miss out over the plate, and they are really making you pay. And then Tennessee on the other end, I mean, the bats just got to come to life. I mean, your pitching did enough for you in this game, kind of unraveled on you at the end, but you have to start putting a little bit more pressure. Getting, you know, one hit today and what was it, 6 yesterday or whatever. It's just really, really tough to win games in conference like that.
Tennessee 1 for 26.
7 hits yesterday, yeah.
They're hitting .038 here in this one. And yesterday, got some hits, put up 4 runs, but went 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Big fly from Trent Grenlinger. And he's got a 9th inning homer. Trent Grenlinger gets the balls on the board. Second of the season for the Tennessee freshman.
Yeah, and this highlights his maturity. Again, game got out of reach, 0 for 3, got a pitch he could handle, stayed in his approach, and he's just strong enough to drive this ball out of the yard. A freshman that's just getting better every single day.
That is big side, big time backside power.
Very impressive.
On a day where the ball hasn't jumped by any means, the wind has died
It's a big
down.
boy home run.
Yeah,
for sure.
a sign of things to come. If you're Tennessee, you got to be super excited about the prospects of Trent Grenlinger. Blaine Brown to first. Furness has it, and the Rebels are now away.
Yeah, but just to go back and highlight what you were talking about, is Ole Miss, it comes down to hitting the home run. I mean, they are 25-5 on the year, 8-2 in conference play when they hit a homer. If they do not hit a homer, they are 2-6 and 0-5 in the conference. So they're going to live and die on the long ball, and that's just the style of play. That's the team that you are, and there's no need to run from that. Play what you're given.
5 home runs on the weekend for the Rebels. Manny Marin will try to keep the game alive. He takes strike 1. Walker hooks.
And if I'm Tennessee, you know, I kind of highlight that back. You may have to get a little bit more creative offensively. You get some guys on, and you may have to try to manufacture a little bit more hit and run, try to steal some bases, maybe bunt some guys, you know, just something to kind of create a spark, because it is desperately needed at the moment.
Marin fouls it away. It's 1-2. There was some small ball early in the year. It was a game-winning slash from Manny Marin in a Wright State series, so not unprecedented, but I think you're absolutely right, Cody. It is time to
dig into the old bag of tricks.
That's right. Everything's certainly still on the table. Time to start finding it. Season can go one of 2 ways. Rebels fans are on their feet. Manny Marin calls time.
Yeah, I mean, even the score 8-1, it's not a bad loss. Like, it's not going to kill you in an RPI losing here or there. You just don't want to get swept. Like, that's the big thing that hurts. You don't want to get swept on the weekend, especially at home. You want to find a way to win a game.
1-2 on the way. Walker hooks. Gets it right back to him. And gets a save for a second straight day. Ole Miss wins on the road in Knoxville. The Rebels take a series at Lindsey Nelson Stadium for the first time in a decade and do it in a big way. An emphatic ninth leads to an 8-1 win.
Yeah, it's very impressive so far on this weekend. I mean, Ole Miss has power bats, power arms. I've been beyond impressed with this pitching staff. And then you look at the middle of that order with DeSeta and Utermark, and these guys can do damage with the best of them in the country. And we're going to look forward to a very exciting tomorrow, Game 3.
Bash brothers go back-to-back in the ninth. It was DeSeta who had a grand slam to deliver the knockout blow. And what was started as a pitcher's duel ends as an Ole Miss slugfest. The Rebels take the first two in Knoxville and go for a series sweep tomorrow. First pitch at 1 o'clock Eastern. For Cody Hahn and our entire outstanding crew led by Catherine Ligon and Justin Clemmer today, Mayan Patel saying so long from Knoxville.